Welcome back.
Welcome in, everybody. Wow, I'm loud.
Oh, it's because they. Oh yeah, there we go.
It's because of
where
what?
Mike was on Friday.
No, that's where Mike is. The mic's over there.
I'm Mike. I think I'm
That's
still
not
too
Mike.
loud.
That's not Mike. It's not.
I'm not Mike.
You're not
no,
Mike.
you can't see me, so that would be very misleading. I'm Gabe.
Welcome in, everybody. If you're not thoroughly confused, we haven't done our jobs.
I'm Gabe on a mic.
Gabe on the mic. How we all doing?
I'm Jason. Hi.
Chris is early because of El Nino and Gargants, says Ghost Hunter.
That's true.
False.
Jason, that's a fun model. What is that?
What's that?
That's a really fun-looking model.
Yeah, these are all of those trolls that are like the salamander lizard boys, the Frogger.
Those
and
are
all
cool.
Salamander lizard boys.
That. Salamander lizard boy.
We like them. Those are cool.
Are you a salamander lizard boy?
Are you a salamander lizard boy?
I'll be on online.
Only on Tuesdays.
Albion Online. Are you into salamanders in the desert? Albion Online. Grease Monkey, Crow Stuff, Sleepy Wolf, Oaken Fury, Ghost Hunter, Jeff Before Dishonor, Johnny Boy, Sidious, Skinner, Commando Ken.
Hi.
Welcome in, everybody. Sandwich Bro, when I paint, I listen to your old streams or streams that I missed. If nothing has changed, Jason should have a meeting with Jose today. was watching Thursday's stream. That's awesome. He rescheduled that for another day, but thank you,
He
Sandwich Bro.
rescheduled it to today, and then he rescheduled it again.
Yeah, there's lots going on today.
A lot going on. We're onboarding a new finance director today.
Shauna, welcome in. And hey, Sandwich Bro, thanks for keeping us accountable and knowing our schedules to the T, I guess.
That's really funny.
I don't know I don't know how to respond to that. I don't have the tools.
You don't have the tools?
I don't have the tools. Wow! It's Monday again, all right. Brr, 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 brr. We're bringing Mondays back. We already brought them back technically on paper, but
These guys are super fun models.
they're cool. I like anything that has to deal with frogs or salamanders. That's cool.
Or dancing frog shamans.
I like dancing frogs.
What does he sound like, Jason?
This guy?
Yeah.
No, that's what the dudes from World of Warcraft sound like.
What?
Murlocs?
Oh,
Murlocs.
he's
yeah.
kind of like a murky a little bit.
This guy sounds like
Murlocs
well.
Ha!
Yeah.
Sounds like Waluigi.
Wah, see?
Wah, see? I'm a frog, see? Is that what you want, world? Is that what you want? Hey, Kriegs. And Sarcastic Grandpa. Kriegs with 28 months. Sarcastic Grandpa with 24. Thank you so much for those subs. Oaken Fury got my set 2 in this weekend. Thank you, guys. No. Thank you. Hey, bro, I hope you're all enjoying your set
Yes,
too.
Plumpy Crunchy, that is exactly what I was thinking, and I couldn't figure out
The
where.
mask guy?
The mask guy from Crash Bandicoot.
That's what he sounds like.
Open it up. Open it up.
Yeah, there it is.
Open it up.
Yeah, there you go. You all are just happy about that, aren't you?
Oh, that's great. Oh, man, now I need to get these guys. And I'll paint them all like the face mask from Crash Bandicoot. Dang it.
Not a bad idea, Gabe. Oops.
Did you just say that Gabe had a good idea?
Whoa.
Every once in a while.
He didn't say a good idea. He just said didn't have a bad idea.
Oh, not a bad idea. Is that
Yeah.
what you said? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Have to know the difference. This one's even better.
Got it. There it is.
That one's great.
Oh, he's
Oh, he's on a tortoise?
Morga Morga.
Oh, what?
I think it's a she.
Jana Boy says, question for Jason on filters. If I'm using standard Pro Acryl paint, not a one-step paint, what is a good ratio of paint to thinner medium to target? Great question.
For filters?
Yeah, for filtering.
Standard opaque paint?
Yep. Normal Pro Acryl.
It depends. How are we thinning it? What are we using?
Yeah, what kind of medium are you using?
just water, I'm typically like 50-50 to start. You know, that's kind of what I talk about when we're discussing thinning for airbrush, is that I'm trying to thin about 50-50 and then see how that looks opacity wise, and then I'll adjust as necessary.
Yes, Ryan, he got those. I think those are the Cobalt Keep bases. He got the little handle with it.
Yeah, they're great.
It's very convenient.
They're great because they just they have a piece of metal, and the little cross slot bases slot right on. It's too easy.
It really is.
Best thing ever designed, and I am very rare when I say that.
Yeah,
I would
agree with you. Ryan gave me a couple of those. I'm like, where have these been all my life? Wad, hey, 57 months. If my math is correct, we're going to hit 5 years before the end of the year. That's right, buddy. Hey, we couldn't have done it without our #1 door greeter. Spin says, did Jason do non-metallic metal work up with one step recently? ?
I saw you ask in the Discord, and I meant to answer you yesterday that I don't think, like, some of the black armor things that I've done follow the same methodology as what I would do for non-metallic, like the Tau that I'm doing in the kind of chromatic black armor. There's some of that there that I feel like would work okay for you, but Chris may be able to pull something up that he thinks works better.
Yeah, for all of your black armor with your one step has been...
Well, he's talking about non-metallic metal.
Oh.
With one step. And I was like, I don't think... We've been doing like Wish.com non-metallic with it on all those armies.
Yes.
Is why I say.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think the answer is go look at any of the black armor ones. I think the Tau.
Any Tau VOD, if you go back in our VODs here, I'm looking right now, and you click one of those, I mean...
this is Bugatti Bomb.
Excuse me?
Sounds Bugatti Bomb, because that's the only way I can remember it. It's Bugatti Bomb.
Is it Bugatti Bomb?
Bugatti Bomb.
Bugatti Bomb.
Bugatti Bomb.
Is that flame or like?
Yeah, it's two flame things. They're like hammers. Or
Jason,
stabs.
That could be a good model to do a tutorial about flames.
Well, that is probably the one of these that we will paint.
That one's got a lot
But right now
of
we're
flames.
doing I want to just get the skin worked out on how we do these guys.
There you go. Thank you, everybody, for doing the do. I guess. You crazy kids. Is there a kind of reusable rag or towel you've been wicking moisture off paint instead of a paper towel, says Conker.
Is there kind of a what?
He's kind of reusable rag or towel. Now, Jason,
I mean, you can use like a baby diaper or something like that, if they even still make washable baby diapers.
Honestly,
you can do something like that, but they're very absorbent, so you got to be careful with that.
Jason reuses the same paper towel for a while.
Yeah.
So you got to remember, he just changed his out recently, it looks like, but I mean, heck, I've used one little sliver of paper towel for a long time.
Yeah.
Because it just dries up anyway, so
I fold them in quarters, the paper towel.
Yeah.
Fold it in quarters, and then I can use all four sides by, just unwrapping it and wrapping it back up. So I get a lot of use out of them. I'm not trying to waste paper towels. I'm pretty stingy like that.
Stingy or resourceful?
Frugal and resourceful. These guys are so fun.
Yeah, they are.
These are the guys that pissed me off so bad on Saturday that made me have my bad hobby day because so many of them broke off at the ankle.
Really?
Oh my God. They have these skinny ass ankles, and they have the slot-base slots on the bottom of their feet.
Yep.
That you got to get rid of to put on real bases if you don't want to put them on slot bases. And if you try to cut those slotters off, like this guy's missing a toe because the slot was on his toe, so he's...
You said you dropped something over here.
Yeah.
It went over on this side?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
I think it banged off the soft wall here, and then...
How did that... Oh,
gone.
It was... Oh. Zilfer says, dude, These one-step paints are so good that I'm about to donate my Speed Paint 2.0 to the LGS Paint Nights.
Good.
LOL, so good. Zilfer, I'm sure they would appreciate that. And thank you so much for giving our paint a try. We appreciate it.
Zilfer, that's awesome. Glad you're loving them.
We're just glad they work for you in your own little world. That's awesome. What's up, Shailene, Sugar Rush, Danger Boy? How was Friday night game night?
Very good.
It was great.
Chris, you had a great time.
I learned a lot about Warmachine, and that my list that I built was actually semi-decent.
Yeah.
So I kind of got a good idea for it.
It feels good when it starts coming together, right? Like when you actually
Yes.
play to the point where it's like, oh, it does things. Like my combos work.
Yeah.
Like my guys, when I learn how to tool them around the table, this is actually fun.
Yep.
That's wargaming in general, but, you know, Warmachine in particular, just because of all the nuances of what units can actually do with one another, because there are so many different possible combos.
Nice. Hey, Rogue Leader, thank you so much for that sub. We appreciate it. I use paper clips to attach the paper to a plastic sheet. Make a little pallet, makes it from moving around. Nice, Cambot. That's great. I dig it. Where did you get those pigs? Says Ghost Hunter.
Pigs? What pigs?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Somehow we zoomed out.
Oh, let me zoom back in there and refocus. There it is.
Pigs? These aren't pigs.
Yeah, those are frogs.
Frogs. Salamanders. Salamanders.
Musty Bear says one of the Tau had
This is
a
so good.
rock base that Jason painted. Okay. Was that done on stream? Yes. I was hoping to do similar bomber base. Okay. I know exactly the VOD you're talking about.
With the red desert base.
Yeah. If you look at our thumbnails, I'll find
These
it.
guys are great because they have their big old long tongues. They lick the oil that's
Yeah.
in their little thing on the back, and then they spit that on their club and then whack you with it.
Gross.
There's one of them whose tongue is doing that. He's got his tongue goes back into the oil
That's kind of cool.
over his shoulder, and then they throw that up on the burning thing, and it makes it flare up.
Yep.
This whole part of the troll faction is all about fire.
Batch painting, painter. That's what we're painting today. These war machines.
I have been working on getting this entire army. You guys and gals that have made fun of me, you're in trouble because I'm going to actually do a whole army.
Ooh, tabled miniatures. Got my set 2 one save. Can't wait to use them. Glad everybody's enjoying them. Oh, he's a cool model. I like that.
I just want to give you a hug. That's how this one sounds.
Frigid says, got my invaded order on Saturday and going to make them prime them this week. Nice.
Fun. I got mine too. I'm really excited.
Yeah, they're cool models.
The tarantula is so cool.
Danger Boy. Oh, Chris, can you drop a quick, low level taking pictures of your minis TED Talk? I've always recommended really good lighting. Obviously, if you're talking low level, if you can get 2 points of light in front of the model, from either direction, pointing rightly, direct at the model to get rid of all the shadows and stuff. That's kind of what I recommend with a dark background, just to give you some contrast. But that's kind of my low level without getting too into it. Yeah. I wouldn't use portrait mode on your phone. Sometimes that blows it out now because it's more meant for faces. So if you're taking pictures on your phone, you're better off just using the regular camera setting. I can go into it, but definitely ample lighting is a big one because you want to see all those shadows that you built in, and don't overexpose the model. So less light is fine if it doesn't overexpose it. Ryan says, I dig all these amphibians.
They're rad. It's very fun. It keeps the troll. These guys have really got the troll aesthetic. The trolls don't necessarily have the troll aesthetic anymore. They do. There's a lot of really fun trolls in the group. The more and more I dig into the models and look at and work through painting, the more details I see and the cooler they are. They're still not old trolls where everybody's, basically half naked and in kilts. It's a little bit different than all of that, but still good. Still fun.
Budget lighting You could get away with a lot of just regular table lamps for lighting. It just all depends on where you put the model. So if you've got just like a table lamp over your hobby setup, you just take it from directly down with the light there in front of it. It's kind of hard to recommend some budget lighting, but any typical daylight style bulb will work too.
So this is just camo green over dark purple, of course, because we all know how I do.
Chris, I need to have a talk with you about this challenge color selection. You don't talk to me. You can bring that up with Gabe. And then Gabe will say, we picked it randomly. In which we did. So, I don't know. That's all you need to... That's all I got for you, Big Bob.
Get good.
Oh, wow.
That's all I'm going to say. You look me in the eyes.
Did you just say get good?
I said get good.
Get good, scrub.
Get good, scrub.
So, there you go. I'm sorry. But yes, Gabe he's running all those. So if you have grievances, make sure you spell out his name and say, I got a beef with you.
Yep. And then I put those in an envelope and I hand them to Chris.
Is it cream chipped beef?
And I throw them away.
Is it cream chipped beef, perhaps on a piece of toast? SOAS, perhaps?
What?
Those who know.
Piece of toast.
I need to understand what you're saying.
I don't understand this toast metaphor.
I chose the business route today. Jason has chosen the silly. He selected the way of pain.
Crow stuff, it is a delicacy. One that I wish more restaurants would invest in. I would go to all of those.
You talking about Vegemite?
No, not at all.
What are you
The fact that you don't know is fine. It's fine. It has no alteration of the view of your character from the rest of us.
You know what? You and your little Inside Friday jokes don't go along here. I bet you this is where it came from. SOS is not silly. I don't know what you're talking about, Lumberjack, so I can't help but question your question and statement.
Xenobon, it's very good.
Willow D picked up some miniatures.
It is a man's breakfast, Ghost Hunter. As a kid, I despised it. And as a young adult, and now in my older age, I'm like, oh, our ancestors got it. They knew what was up.
Willow D, are you talking I picked up some miniatures, but they did not come with stands? What would you use as a base? I don't know what kind of miniatures
It's the ultimate cheat.
You can type in, like, on Amazon, like, wargaming bases, and you're going to get a lot of just generic ones. Maybe that's what you're looking for. Hail Corey, I got the Mega set and Fluorescent set that came in today. Super stoked to try them out. Nice. What's up, Mo? Crazy Vegas says, thanks for creating the best paint. Hey, thank you for giving us a try.
You know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do this.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put olive yellow over the top. That's what I'm going to do. We might even give them a light. No, I don't think I can dry brush them because the scales will be the only thing that gets a dry brush, and that's not where we want the color. So I can't do that, but that would be a good idea.
Never a dumb question. This may be a dumb question, but is there a way to paint something like lenticular? Lenticular? What is this?
Lenticular?
Lenticular? Are you talking about, like, I'm about to work on Cobra Bats from G.I. Joe. The original toy lenticular. Let me look that up. I'm curious on what that even is. Chess piece? From G.I. Joe?
Lenticular was a photo term.
Yeah, the lens. Have no idea what you're talking about. Graphic chess shifts to moving robot. Yeah.
What is it?
The lenticular chess piece refers to the iconic holographic sticker panel on the 1968 G.I. Joe Cobra BAT Battle Android Trooper action figure. My goodness.
That's a lot.
Here's a direct picture of what this is. And you're asking about this. Fairy? I think I got there.
Well, just give me what lenticular means. Just type lenticular.
This is exactly what he wanted to ask about, what he needed to paint.
Oh.
That's
I
it.
mean, that's just like...
It's like a holograph. Let's see. Lenticular object. Here is lenticular objects. Cambot, Carl Duty, I might need some more details.
No, that's right. That's because it's so like a lenticular screen. It has the ability to keep it from one side. That's what you use in the death ray, because the way the glass is that your off-angle viewing can be made good because it reflects differently depending on how you're looking at it.
I think that's
you
what
can't
you're
paint
asking.
that. That was why it threw me, because I'm like, you can't do that. You're just painting something freehand. You're not going to be able to not see it from one direction, have it appear from another. That's all because of the way that the glass or acrylic film over the top of it has like a corrugation to it. It's a physical distortion of light.
Yeah.
That makes that happen.
There you go.
So that's why I was a little thrown, because I'm like, I think that's like it's a TV thing. Well, it's a visual
like what
screen thing, but
yeah. Interesting. Carl Duty, if you want to get a little bit more specific with your question, let
I
us know.
assume it only appeared in one direction when you looked at it.
Yeah.
And you can't recreate that effect.
You okay over there, Gabe?
Yeah.
Double T, what's going on? Just got a chance to try the new yellow-green, new favorite. My orcs will be this color for sure. Oh, yeah, you're going to love it. Cambot just got the set 2. Just in time to paint with stream. Nice. Michael Holtz, what's going on? Avian, I'm glad you got yours too. Plum Crunchy, they're going pretty quick with all of the orders, so don't be surprised if you get it sooner than later. They've definitely been flying. So if you ordered it over the weekend, they're working on all those orders today. So. Tabled Miniature says, oops, I missed what was for breakfast. I'd like to know. LOL. I'm not sure what you're referencing.
SOAS.
SOAS is whatever Jason has come up with this past week.
It's not what we've come up with.
I think you did.
This is something that was very prevalent in my childhood.
SOS?
SOAS
What
for
is
me,
it?
but SOS, same thing, yeah.
Is it like a meaty treat? What kind of treat is it?
That's one way of looking at it.
Okay.
It's a meal. Navy people know about it.
Okay.
If you know anybody that's in the Navy, like your brother, ask your brother.
He probably does. If I could get him to
I don't know about
respond.
the modern Navy. You think they feed them in that in the modern Navy? Is that a thing?
Who knows? I'll ask him. You know what an SOS is? And then he'll go, that's classified.
He goes, that's classified. Yeah, he should.
Carl Duty says,
There's only one restaurant in the valley that I've found that makes it.
SOS?
Yeah. It's the only one that I've found. It is a breakfast place here in the valley that makes SOS.
Yeah.
And they have it on there, and it literally says, if you know, you know.
SOS is emergency biscuits and gravy. Gotcha, Xenobon. Interesting. And then everybody points up, hey, you guys know you're on a delay, right, mister? Further proof that Chris doesn't read. I just read your thing, so that's false. SOS is yummy. Chris is it's corned beef hash on toast.
No,
okay. See, now we're going to have a bunch of conflicting opinions. Sandwich Bro, I believe so. No, I did not, Avian. Unfortunately, watched Three's Company. Plus, if I would have gotten the reference, I'm seeing now conflicting information on this subject. Mojo Kojo. I struggle with contrast paints. If you had to choose 3 paints from one step range for me to try out, what would you choose? Chris, you can't say all of them. Jason, you can't say my favorite colors. I would say Mojo, I would pick all of them.
Well, you can't tell me what I can and can't say.
Why would you just need 3? Just use them all.
3 colors that you should try.
I would say yellow-green is a great one to try.
Yeah, again, I think it comes down to what are you painting, right? Because I don't want to tell you a bunch of colors if you're not painting anything in those colors. I think you're better suited to just, like, what are you thinking about painting?
That's a way better answer to this question than my just paint everything. What are you painting, Mojo Kojo?
Yeah, because that would really dictate it. Or, like, what do you paint a lot of? If you paint a lot of fantasy figures, then I think, like, some of the browns, the warm brown and the new bronze yellow are fantastic in that realm.
I will no longer be responding to anything about SOS. You're all so confused with yourselves. It's sausage on a stick, sausage with gravy, spam. I'm
incorrect.
I will not answer any of these.
Incorrect.
Go eat your food.
A lot of people who don't know what they're talking.
Go use the bathroom and eat your food. There you go. Done. Sold.
Sold.
Jason, you said you were going to do blue over these guys?
No.
No?
We changed that entire conversation, Chris.
Thanks
for playing.
Remind me of what you're going to do, Jason. Tell the people.
They are brown desert salamanders.
Right.
Brownish desert salamanders.
Brownish.
Yeah.
But these are green, Jason.
Well, not with khaki over the top. They're
That's
greenish.
True. They're very fun looking. I like this color. It's almost like a faded green. I'm going to let you guys figure it out, Danger Boy. That's what I'm saying. Musty Bugbear says, took a quick peek at that video. Okay. You're talking about where Jason did the towel rock, right? And it reminded me about Chris's custom faction pack offer. You can always hit me up in the Discord. It'll cost you a hefty penny. I put love and care into each faction packet I make.
What's a hefty penny? Like,
well, if you imagine a penny that has eaten too many Twinkies,
that's
then,
a hefty penny? Gotcha.
That's a hefty penny.
Thanks for that. That's great, Chris. Appreciate that.
Frigid says, my choice would be yellow, green, dark, blue, black, warm brown, and bonus rust if I had to choose the test one step. Nice.
It's good combo.
I did like I like Vince's video. He really was liking that dark blue black for the facial, the 5 o'clock shadow. Oh, little Billy, I'm so glad you got your one step this weekend.
It's a good thing, little Billy, that Fulfillment doesn't listen to Chris very often.
That's right.
He was over there on a rampage. He was like, all right, if anybody names little Billy.
Otherwise, I'd send the police to your door. Mo says, watch the new commercial. And all I got out of it was proof white guys can't dance.
Hey.
Mo.
You be nice to Gabe.
Yeah. He was dancing.
What do you say to me?
Mo, technically, Gabe was dancing. Can is a different word than good at, right? Jose actually knows how to two-step. But Gabe...
Partner.
I don't have brown gray wash, but I found that mixing Payne's gray wash and brown wash 3-2 makes a pretty good approximation. Or you could get brown gray wash. Just saying. Super duper. What's going on? Mojo sold. I see if I can get them. Yeah, they're great colors. All of them. And I know I'm not supposed to say that, but I'm going to say it anyway.
But Chris, when it's true, it's hard to deny.
What's that?
When people ask you, you're like, you know what? You just get the one you're going to use the most.
Right.
It really is that simple.
That's it. That's all you have to do. He's looking pretty good, Jason.
Khaki over the camo green gives a neat color. I wanted to do like a desert tan, but I don't want it to be the tan of the cloth and stuff that I'm doing or anywhere near the sand color of the base. I don't want them to be like chameleon.
What kind of sand are you doing? Like
well, just
what
like,
color?
Golden yellow, orangey, kind of desert, warmer.
This is from
because
Warmachine.
the bulk of the trolls are blue skinned, so
yeah.
if I have that cool color on them, I'm offsetting that with all of the kind of earthy tones on their clothing and such. And I think that's going to be really cool.
Yeah. Garen, how would you go about painting a colored hair or rim light on a model or bust? Painting a colored hair or rim light on a model or bust. That's kind of a broad question.
Yeah, hang on.
You might want to be a little bit more specific, Garen.
Let me get, let me.
It always helps. Just a hair strand, says Daz. That's, well, I think he's meant color, like hair that's colored.
Where is this question? Hair, colored. How do you go about painting a colored hair or rim light on a model or bust? So colored hair and rim lights are not the same thing. Colored hair is colored hair. Do you mean that you want to have that halo of light on hair? Help me understand. Because when you say colored hair,
yeah,
tell me what color you're trying to paint. I can help you there. Rim light, how you paint it to where it looks like it has a halo of light around the edges, I can discuss that too. Or if you're asking two separate instances of questions and you want two different answers, let me know. But tied together, those are not mutually exclusive, so I don't know how to answer right off the top of my head.
These are Warmachine, Mo. Not Conquest.
I really like these little guys.
They're fun. They've got a lot of character.
Yeah, they've got a lot of character to them. The big tongue hanging out is very funny. Yeah. Like, how do you talk with that tongue?
It's a frog. These are frogs, Avian, I would say. Frog, salamander people. Kind of a mixture of both.
Yeah.
They got some characteristics. They don't look like...
This one's riding a turtle.
They from afar, you're right, Ghost Hunter, they don't look like Warmachine models. But, yeah, it's just a different faction. They got a bunch.
Yeah, remember that trolls have a little bit more whimsy to them, even though they've kind of cut back a little bit on that this go round. They still are pretty cool.
Has Jason seen the con-exclusive Southern Creole version of the Fire Spitters? They fit more with the Vietnam style of the faction.
I'm doing all mine in desert, so I wouldn't want them to be that
nice.
way.
Lane says, got to stop in Monument HQ on my lunch break to pick up my one-step set 2. Everyone was so nice, and it was so cool having a top-tier brand like Monument in my backyard. Nice.
Awesome.
I love that you were able to come see us in person. I'm not allowed in that building.
In what building?
The warehouse. They don't let me in.
Oh, yeah. They'd kick him out. They let him in. Well,
yeah.
We don't have anybody watching the door is the
right.
thing, right? But...
Cydia says, will the Experience Center have any special wizard's butt?
Might.
You'll have to come and see. Are there more turtle riders, says Snowblinky.
No, that's a solo. It's a special character.
Mo says, sounds like we need a good door greeter. I don't know. We might need someone just to shake your hand coming in the door. Hey, welcome to Monument. How you doing? We need a bouncer. So at the warehouse, if Chris is Barney, who is Mo? No. I understand what you're trying to say, Avian. I used one-step dark turquoise to filter over a canopy dome that I kept having to redo.
Did we get an answer to the one about the rim light?
No, I have not gotten a response.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Let's look. Garnet just came in. A rim light with color. Thank you. Perfect timing.
Okay. On hair, specifically? Yeah. Okay. So colored hair from a rim light.
Like in comic illustrations. Yeah. Oh, okay,
yep,
cool.
Yeah, when you have that halo of color. It's very difficult to do on three-dimensional surfaces. The reason for that is that you have to commit to either that light being kind of the whole light around the back of the model, right? So that you paint the back of the model in whatever light you're looking to do with your rim light. So let's say you're doing like an electric blue, like on the Coolman You're Not uses an electric blue on all the Marvel United stuff.
Yeah.
Looks really bitchin', but it only allows your model to be you can only take a photo from like one direction because that light is only going to halo the model from one viewpoint. On the rest of it, it winds up looking like a racing stripe if you don't commit to the rest of the model being that color.
Yeah.
And that looks very weird. So it just depends on how you're using the model. On display models, you can get away with it, right? Because it's an expectation kind of in that world to be able to pull those things off and to have your display model really only be visible from what we call the money shot, one direction. You know, because what we're doing is we're painting three-dimensional photographs, really, and a photograph is really just, one direction. You don't get to look around it. Now, you still have to paint the rest of the model, so you still need to make it cohesive. But let me get done cleaning this out, and I'll kind of bring a model up and show you what I mean. I don't do those effects very often, but it comes into play when doing things like glass, jars. You'll find the same problem because even though we're not speaking the same terminology, rim light, you're trying to make a reflection. And a reflection on something that is intended to be see-through is near impossible to pull off correctly. So they have they pose the same puzzle problem, so to speak. God, this... Oh, there's the culprit.
Stagger, you just got your one-step set too. Nice. Opening it up tonight. Sweet.
Sweet.
Sweet. You guys are going to love it. Wad, our main door greeter. Wad can't be at both places at once. How could he do that? He's our door greeter right now. He's doing it literally live. Every day. It's impossible.
Set that off to the side. Let's grab just like a bust or something and take a look.
Because you're doing rim light?
What would make sense to talk about? I mean, okay, we'll use Bilbo. Just because we want to see everybody in chat sing the song. They did on Friday, you'd have been proud.
And a 1, and a 2, and a Bilbo, bravest little hobbit of them all.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, let's say you were doing this Bilbo, and this was your money shot, right? He's looking back at you with his pipe. You got the glow of the pipe, and you wanted to have a glow of color. Maybe the sunset in the background, or the moonlight through the window of his hobbit hole. So you would want to have a reflective color that did a halo around it, maybe the shoulder and the back of the head, so the shine. So the problem that you're going to find is that just like if you were going to say, how would you paint him to be outlined? Right? Because if we were looking at a comic book, this would have maybe a hard black outline around the whole thing. What if you wanted to paint in the comic style and you wanted it to appear like it had an outline? Well, that black paint has to go on the model and be visible in this outline area around it, and you could hold it in one direction and paint it to where it looked like he had an outline. What happens when you go like this? You have to make the determination, is there a black line that's just a racing stripe that goes around the sleeve and all those areas so that when you turn it to the money shot, you see that black as an outline? It's a visual distortion, like it's you're fooling the eye, right? But then when you turn it, you see the line for what it is. It's just a black line. Same with a halo. If you wanted a halo to show up just on the side of his hair here, then that would be a blue, let's say electric blue paint along here to give you that glow, and it looks really rad. Then you turn the model like this. What are you going to do? Is it going to be a line of electric blue lightning around his hair, or are you going to commit and paint the entire back of the head to where that blue then fades out into the brown, or it's all lit like that on the back to where you turn him around and it's bright blue moonlight from the back, and then you turn it like this and there's one angle where it goes to where from it's a lot of blue to where it's just a halo of blue. That's the problem with those effects. Very, very doable. You just have to commit to the bit. You have to say that there's only one way to look at this model. A lot of people will put it on a plinth that is a square plinth, so the square plinth has a front facing that has maybe a plaque on it. So the only way you're going to look at it is by the front of that plinth, and the model's angled correctly so you see the light. Because over here it's going to look funky, right? So that's the only warning that I really have on stuff like that. You can do it, and then it's just a matter of color and bringing it into the frame enough, and being able to paint with the angle of the model perfect all the time is another thing, because you can get it here and then go over to the other side and start painting there and then turn it back and it's not right. You're constantly having to flip back and forth to see where you want to paint it. So when I do stuff like that, I take the model and I commit with, like, say, white, bold titanium white, and just paint the white where I want to see the reflection here, and then turn it and worry about color here, and it doesn't look like anything, but you paint the color and then you keep rotating it back to see if you like the color and blend it in. Leonard Nimoy sang it.
Yes, that's what Dark Mockery, I'm telling you. It's classic. Snowblinky says, I got a bottle of Payne's Gray Wash, but it seems to be thicker than black or brown wash. Is that expected?
No, it shouldn't be more viscous. If it is, you can try thinning it, see if it still works.
Yeah, might need a little bit more on that, Blinky.
Put it into, don't put it in the bottle, don't thin the bottle, thin the product. So put the product on not on your palette, put it in like a little cup, put a little water in it, mix it up, test it, see if it works. It should.
Here's a longer one for you, Jason, on painting lightsabers.
I'm trying to decide on the final color for the white inner part. Currently working up is fluorescent red with a line of fluorescent orange at the money shot angle, and I want to go thinner inside that with white, but wondering if normal titanium white, if you try white transparent and build it up. Bright. Or something like bright pale yellow inside the orange would look like a white, but be better because it would keep the warmth rather than white. White will cool everything else around it off, so I think bright pale yellow, right? You're looking at something like this. And that will appear like a white, but it stays warm on there. And I would just paint with the opaque. You thin it to where you can make your line and build your line up, right? But yeah, I would do something like that. You could use ivory, bright ivory, olive flesh. Probably not olive flesh. It's a little too much on the brownish side. But like bright ivory or bright pale yellow would work really, really well.
Yeah.
Scroll down.
Yeah, you said that you were trying to make a 3D support for that, Bilbo, aren't you? Or like you're trying to make a case for it?
No, so the problem is, when you understand mechanical engineering, there's no way to support a model. If you have any way for this model to be tied to a heavier weight, it will always fracture his ankles if there's any jarring, because all of the vibration will travel through to the least solid part, and that's your failure part when you understand mechanical engineering.
Right.
He's never going to break at the neck unless you throw him off the Empire State Building or something, right? And then he's just going to shatter. The weakest point on this model, other than the pipe, right?
Yeah.
The pipe handle is pretty weak. But the weakest point on this model is his ankles because of how narrow they are. And so right now with the cork, right, it would be okay to ship him like this. So I could bubble wrap him and ship him because there's no counterbalanced weight here. Yeah. So even if I take him off the cork and wrap him up, then he's perfect. And then I just wrap him up. But what I have to do is create the base so that those two pegs slide into a socket on the base and he doesn't go attached. Because if I create a plinth that is weighted enough to keep him upright on because you're talking about sending it to my mom. So when she puts it on like her mantelpiece or on a shelf, it can't be something lightweight or it'll get knocked off. She has cats. So I have to put it on something that's fairly heavyweight. But if you put a heavyweight down here, then any jarring, any quick rattling will break his ankles, guaranteed.
Yeah, and then she'd have to glue them, and
because there'll be enough vibration triggered by the weight of the counterbalance of the plinth that will travel through the model, and it will cause failure at the weakest spot, which is those ankles. All right.
Corp Enthusiast says, as a colorblind painter, I want to thank whoever made the call to name your paints after actual colors instead of silly fantasy names.
Thank you.
That
Yeah.
would be Jason.
You know, and it's funny, we weren't thinking about color blindness at the time, but it didn't take but about a month when people, after release in 2018, when people started saying, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. And we're like, oh yeah. And they were like, we're so used to art paints that tell you the color, but in the hobby, for some reason, nobody's ever just told you the color. It's always, you know, wizard's butt. So I'm glad it's working, because it really is, for me, just a matter of, I just want to know, is it a gray blue? Is it a
dragon's blood?
What even is that? I get it, it's fun. I'm not trying to say that the fantasy naming isn't fun. It's fun, and it made sense originally, you know, because here we have these paints, and
yeah,
put a little bit of one step in, a little skosh of agua.
What's going on, K Shorties? Awkwardly staring at you while eating a banana yellow.
Yes, please.
Our version is Wizard's Butt. If you're not familiar with what that is, I have a great little video for you. Elbow. Elbow. This is what he's talking about, by the way. Wizard's Butt. Shwow.
Shwanky.
Schlimp. Schloop.
Oh,
Glad
the
we're all on the same
criticisms
page.
never get old.
My favorite part is when people say them late to themselves in the night, and they go, damn you.
I do it all the time.
Curse,
well, I don't even have to say them to myself before I'm like, damn you, Christopher. It just happened.
When are you getting Hobbit Hole brown/pink sandwich, bro? That's disgusting.
This is a family show. Although the kids,
I
are
thought
the
you
ones,
meant like
the
Hobbit
kids
Hole
are
as
the ones
in.
laughing the most when we do stuff like that.
Well, I thought you were talking about like their houses, like a Hobbit Hole, but I don't think that's what you're talking about. Hopefully you are. Ted Onions has a question. Have you just replaced glaze and wash medium with one-step medium for airbrush thinning?
Yep.
Or are you trying to get one-step properties here?
No, I'm literally replaced it in my workup for any time I'm airbrushing, because it already has the lower viscosity. So a lot of time here I added some water just because I'm doing a near white.
Yeah.
Right. But if I wasn't doing a near white color, then I could get away with just doing the one step. The viscosity is everything on it. It has all the properties I want for making the airbrush work better. And then just really, it's just too good. Sorry, I don't know how else to say it. It just is way too good.
He's cool. I like this guy.
This is the Frogger.
All right, Sandwich Bro. That's a little interesting. Jeff before Dishonored. I actually busted out my Wizard's Butt sexy nighttime blue the other day, painting Soviet Navy troops. Nice. Sexy time win-win blue. It's a great color. Jason decided to make that one public in 2054. So, there you go. Oh, you guys and your Hobbit Hole references. I'm just going to let those cook.
You're just going to let those cook.
I'm not going to be baited into this. I'm a serious business professional.
I mean,
that only means business all the time. Question. So going back to your airbrushing tank videos, would you still do the same ratio as the glaze and wash medium? Oh, good point.
Yeah, typically I use the same.
He's just replaced it.
Yeah, I pretty much have just replaced it. I don't change my ratio much because I'm a simple man, so I don't really need it to be any different or have to think about it differently. I just don't have to add any water now, whereas I used to put a lot more water in the mix too.
Gildenborn says, "Are you all publicly traded?" No.
Yes. Of course we are. Big money IPO.
We're not.
Buy low, sell high.
That's what I've always been told. Buy high, sell low.
Buy high, sell low. Fool them. Catch them off guard.
They
people.
don't know we know this.
Chris is publicly traded. You're publicly traded.
You're publicly traded.
You like that? Boom, roasted. My buddy who
Boom,
picked,
roasted.
my buddy who picked up One Step at Gen Con won me a wizard's butt.
Nice.
I'm stuck between itching to use it and being terrified to waste it.
Use it.
Welcome to the club.
Use it.
You should use your paints. And then when your paint is gone and you have gone through it, give it thanks.
Use
Throw
it.
the bottle away.
But
Or
I
keep it.
recommend not making it the skin color for a 200 model army. You'll
You
run
could
out.
do it.
You'll run out.
I think you could do it if you airbrush
It's a good no. It's a good like accent color or one model. One or two
I
model.
think you could do it with 200.
doohickey.
You think you could airbrush 200 models with one bottle of paint?
100%.
Yeah, I think you could do it.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know,
Oh
it's
yeah,
risky.
the skin.
It's risky.
If you're airbrushing and you're like being really conscious with it, I think you could.
It's risky.
It's like a little drop. How many drops do you think are in one bottle of Pro Acryl?
I'm not
that many.
What?
Enough.
A 1, a 2, a 3.
3.
Wait, that's great. How many drops to get the bottom of a Pro Acryl bottle?
There you go. Write it down.
A 2.
And then it's just a big squirt. 3.
A 3. The world may never know.
Done. Whiteboard. Whiteboard.
Gamers Guild North has a few sneaky boxes of Wizard's Butt. Yes. Once that box goes away, though, you all, it all goes away. Can I airbrush a Gargant army with one bottle of Wizard's Butt? Absolutely. Easy.
Chris has the power.
We're gonna find that Jeff before Dishonored. I'm gonna do that video, and we'll do the science for you. Yeah, we'll get Count Von Counts. How much do you think we need to pay Sesame Street to get the Count in here to do this commercial with us? A lot.
One beautiful Pro Acryl Wizard's butt.
That would be amazing.
Two wonderful Wizard's butts. 3.
There you go.
3 Wizard's butts.
That's why Watt says it has to end with "now finish the damn owl."
Yeah.
Now finish your models. No, we want you to paint at your own leisure, but we want you to use the paint. That's what it's for. They'll never be the same color, but you're never going to have the same... Well, I don't... Let me rephrase this. Just use the paint. That's my TED Talk.
Use it.
Ryan says, put paint on the model, people. Good.
Don't be afraid.
Good. Now you know.
Don't be afraid, my little painters.
Oaken Fury, I work in pharmacy. Okay. There's about 30
He's selling us
drops.
drugs, people.
There's 30
Run!
30 drops in 1 milliliter. 30
One.
drops. Okay. Interesting. Do the math. That's a lot of drops.
30 times 25.
It is the year 2057. Monument Hobbies has finally released Hot Pink Plaid, and Jason has sat immobile upon the Pro Acryl throne for 100 months. 1,000 bottles of Noosh a day being sacrificed that he still paints. Wow. That's from the
We need this. We
It's
need
from
this.
the Emperor.
We need this in canon.
It's crazy.
That's wonderful.
Just apocalypto, but
Just pouring it over his body. Just, good. Keep the fires going.
Because the Emperor needs 1,000.
Well, he needs 1,000.
bring
of
one
those,
step in
so-
He
noosh.
needs 1,000 psychers.
1,000 psychers?
sacrificed to him to keep him alive.
Is he still alive? Is that confirmed?
Yes.
It's because the, orcs keep
Emperor
him
of
alive.
mankind.
Emperor of mankind. Nice. Patent pending.
So funny.
No, we'll keep Jason alive. We'll give him a dreadnought. Oh my! I'm in the ripe old age of old. At that point. No, I'll still be a young buck. I think I'll be like 180 by then. So. No more of these ideas, you guys. This is a serious business stream.
No, this is great.
Jason.
They're filling up our whiteboard.
Jason.
What, Chris?
What are you painting?
I'm painting a lizard.
Now, technically, this
is
is
a bunch of lizards.
This is a
actually.
frog person,
Yeah,
not
I
a
think
lizard.
it's a lizard. I think they're salamanders.
Tech Elf just got my one-step set 2. Very excited to try out the new colors. Nice.
I think they're actually frogs.
Frogs, you say?
Order up.
Ribbit.
Don't lick the toads. Jeff before dishonor.
There's one of them that has an ability called Toad Lick.
Somebody had fun with that rule.
Sandwich Bro said, salamanders and frogs are amphibians, Jason.
Thank
And?
you. What's your
your
point? You're banned. Are frogs a vehicle? You're banned. I knew that one was coming. So far, the dark purple and dark turquoise have been my favorite to use in the new one-step set 2. Sazzle.
They're really good.
Good stuff. Glad
They're
you're enjoying
very
it.
good. They're all lizards.
Thank you, Sandwich Bro. Did you hear about the frog who parked his car in the fire lane? It got towed away.
Boo.
What?
Boo.
Emerson says one best in show this weekend at the Excalibur Con in Duluth.
Congrats.
Nice. Thank you for the guidance with highlights. It helped.
Congrats.
There you go.
That's awesome. I love hearing it. We've had a lot of people entering like contests lately, being really stoked with the outcome of them. I'm really, really happy to see people getting out there, putting their stuff out on the public scene to be seen.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Hey, you know what,
And
Jason?
congrats for all the wins.
That's what we do here for you.
We do what?
We give the people what they need. We make good stuff. Also, we give you the encouragement. How many frogs or these little frog people do you have total in your army?
Well, I think in one of my lists, I'm only running 3.
Okay, so there's not many like toad people in the Trolls army.
There's only 2 units, 1 5-man, 1 3-man.
Yeah.
And then there's the Virager, which is the heavy war beast, a warlock, and this solo.
Ooh, bless you.
So there's not a lot that you can do
Yeah.
yet. I don't know if they're adding more. There's like a totem. There's like a fire totem that comes with them that I'm not painting.
You know what, Jason?
A lot of what's, a couple of Ys, a few hows, and a mo.
G Flat says, as a diehard Cobalt Keep fan, I'm thrilled to see the painting handle being used on stream.
Man, I got to tell you, these things are great.
Yeah.
I brought them in just to see, and it's phenomenal. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie, phenomenal. I bought a bunch of bases from them for my models, and I was like, oh, they got this paint handle. That seems like a good idea. Let me try that.
Yep.
And yeah, it was really good. I'm gonna see if they're interested in letting us bring it into the store here. I'd love to amp the volume.
We would all be very, very pleased.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
love to amp the volume up for them.
Monument employees will single-handedly fund that.
Yes. I will. I've switched all to their stuff recently just because of that. Wad says, Wad was upset that he wrote a note and he did not get $100,000 in unmarked bills, Jason. How do you respond?
For what?
So he didn't get that. I think you requested that on your order, Wad. Sometimes we can't make every request. Just,
is that where that $100,000 they gave me came from?
what? I mean, who knows? Plastic Crack Anonymous says, what would it take to get an Infinity miniature in your hands to see how you would paint it?
I have painted a ton of Infinity. I used to play Eugene and JSA
Do we have any?
back in the day.
don't think
I
we
got
have.
rid of it all. I finished out playing Combined Army in 2, I guess it was. I used to do the Rumble on Route 66 every year and live here in Arizona with Tom and Kit back when they were still doing the Arizona Armageddon. And Infinity was when I moved to Arizona in 2014 through 2015, 16, that was my primary game that I was playing until I got back into Warmachine. Infinity just ticked me off. The rules became so unwieldy and janky for people to take advantage of. Rules as written, I got out of it. But I haven't gone back and painted any in a long time. There are some really cool models, though, and they've been showing some really neat stuff. So, I mean, there's a chance. Next up, though, I'm going to be painting some Star Wars Legion again. I've got some stormtroopers that we got here.
Oh, cool.
And Dallas is coming out with a whole bunch of really cool stormtroopers.
Oh, cool.
So he
Nice.
showed me some sneaky peeky
Nice.
stuff. So there's a lot of really neat stuff coming out for that. So I think there's some Legion stuff I'd like to paint. I know people ask me about like Crisis Protocol all the time. There are some Crisis Protocol models that I like too. I'm not as big a fan of what I consider to be well-known IP stuff.
Like painting it.
Yeah, painting it because it feels like. And Dallas would yell at me for this because he's always telling me, he's like, "Shut up! You can paint it whatever color you want." And he's right. And that's where I'm trying to step out because there are some Stormtrooper models that I really, really like that I think could be a lot of fun. Like the Shore Trooper stuff is really cool. They have a lot of models that are just really bitchin'
Yeah.
in the Stormtrooper land that you can do in all sorts of cool colors, right? My brain gets wrapped around white Stormtroopers with black lines, and I just think it's boring to paint 100 of them.
Yeah.
But in reality, you can do all sorts of stuff. And I've seen a lot of cool paint schemes that people have thrown together with Stormtroopers. So I want to paint some Stormtroopers. So I might paint a squad of those. Coming up soon.
Okay. All right.
Right now, it's all trolls all the time.
Bonk says we getting into one step today.
Painting with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to paint some next.
Get ready. Quick
Coming
question.
up.
Why the screw type lids instead of the alternative flip style? Love
don't
all
seal.
the paints, by the way. Nice.
The whole thing with our bottle is the only way to get a bottle of this type to truly seal.
Yeah.
Dropper tops don't seal. The flip tops don't seal. None of those seal. People seem to like them better because they're used to them and they're easy to open up. But the reality is I want your paint to last. And so we do the standard bottle because that's a food grade lid that is made to keep food fresh, right?
Yeah.
And was always something that was used in like the tattoo world. I had to be convinced about it because I was like, let's just do dropper tops. These are expensive. My whole thing was price. I was like, I don't see it. I don't see people, carrying blah, 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 blah. But they're like, it helps the shelf life. And as we go into retailers and stuff, we want to make sure the product on the shelf lasts a long time. It's water-based product, so nothing's impervious. But at least it makes sure that you get a much better chance to be able to use your paint, no matter if you paint every day or if you only paint a couple times a year.
Coffee drip.
It's that simple.
We coffee drip not too while back. Jordan painted some StarCraft.
Yep.
So you're asking about StarCraft. He did a whole Zerg Queen workup. I'm making actually a methodology out of that one in particular because a lot of people have been asking about that. So he did 2 streams and he painted up a whole thing. So go check that out. I don't think Jason's going to be painting StarCraft anytime soon. We're deep into the.
A tough one for me only because I am not it's not that I dislike StarCraft. It's one that I don't care about.
Yeah.
It's an IP I don't really care about. I've seen some really cool models. The Walker that's coming out for the Marines or whatever they're called.
There's some cool stuff.
The Zerg have got some really cool models. The Protoss have got some cool. They've all got some cool models. So I wouldn't say never. It's just not as big a deal for me. It's not something where I'm jumping at the bit to be like, oh my gosh, I need those. But we're in fairly tight with the group that does their sales and marketing. So as they get through their fulfillment and the models are more available, then you might see some on the channel.
Medivh, thank you so much. Perfect. I have some trouble that some of the paint gets gooped up in that lid. Any tips on preventing that with these lids?
Don't leave the lid open.
Yeah.
First off, if you leave the lid cracked and don't close it all the way, that's why that happens. And if it does, the preventing it is close the lid. When you close the lid, you don't have that problem.
Yeah.
When or if you if you took the seal out, there's a seal inside our lids. So if you take the seal out, then it doesn't seal
The
anymore.
O-ring.
Yeah, the O-ring. It's hard to see here, but you can take the cap off, and then you can pop this off and rinse it out, and then you're clear, and then you shouldn't have a problem again. So if you wind up with it clogging, I mean, I've literally never had to do that. So I've shown people how to do it, but we've never had to do it here. And in Arizona, where it's as dry as you can imagine, I think our standard humidity is 6%, 5%, negative 20%.
Yeah.
All right, one step. I probably need to let these guys set up a little longer. I'm always worried when I airbrush light coats like that highlight and then going back over it with a wash immediately. I feel like I'm going to move it.
Yeah.
It's so little paint. So we'll let these guys hang tight for a minute.
What does this list look like, Jason?
What's that?
What does this list look like?
What does the list look like?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the troll list that you're building. What's it do?
It still has a lot of trolls.
Oh, my heavens. Let me back
Oh
out.
my goodness. Okay, so those are just a couple units you're adding to your trolls.
Yeah, these are list standalones.
Yeah, so this list can't run all on its own, really. It needs help from other units and trolls. It's kind of a support. It gives you it's much like mercenaries used to be. It gives you a different warlock who has different abilities that play well with some of the trolls. So this list, I think, has Bugatti Bomb. It's got 2 of the Viraugers, which I only have 1 right now. So I got another one coming. They have a variant that doesn't have his tongue sticking out. It's got like a couple of the jungle trolls with their flamethrowers. Basically, any of the models that have fire damage, you want to include those. Because what he does is he allows all of his battle group that if you're within 5 inches of one of his battle group beasts, you take an additional die of damage on any fire damage you take. And so you jam your beasts in, and then you hit them with mortars, do fire damage, flamethrowers do fire damage. You can give the big troll fire damage, so you can create everything fire.
Oh, cool.
And it just creates a big storm. That's why you take Kruger.
Yeah.
Kruger as a solo, as a mercenary solo, and he's all fire. So
Rocco says, could you just varnish over it if you're afraid it's too fragile for a wash?
you can. It won't take that long.
Yeah.
Like, it literally won't take that long. Like, in the time that I'm showing you what I did for the skin, I brightened up the skin a little bit on these guys from what we had done with the big troll.
Yep, these are all from Warmachine Prex.
So the big troll I had,
let me refocus. There we go.
it's very close. But the big troll, I didn't do as much of the turquoise and the bright highlighting on when I was doing the test. So I was testing on these guys how I could move quick across whole arm. And I got all of them done. I got all but 2 of the warlocks that I don't plan on using right now. I got all the blue flesh done yesterday. So now we can get into just it's a whole sea of trolls. So I was happy with the way the blue turned out. Because that'll be once I get these guys that I'm painting done, and I'm not using these guys, the flame tongues or whatever they're.
Yeah.
I don't have these in a list. I might put them in just because they look cool. Once
okay.
once I get the bulk of these guys painted, then I'll have 200-point lists out of all of these trolls. I'm waiting on a couple more models, but should be good. All right, let's start with one of the little guys that I'm not using. That'll make it easier. All right, so I want to try olive yellow on these guys.
Now, is this through the airbrush, or is it just like a traditional...
No, I'm going to put it on there so that it gives us the contrast.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh. Like
I want it to work, but I want it to work like a wash, right? Like a filter.
Ooh, could you...
Like a light filter as opposed to a one-step. Like a true one-step would turn these guys olive yellow, and this would just give a little bit of value. I like the coloring I have sets us up nice for the olive yellow.
Yeah.
But I want the olive yellow to kind of turn this back into that kind of greenish, because the picture that I have here, I don't know if we'll hit it exact, but the picture I have here of this little salamander is kind of what I'm going for.
Okay, gotcha.
So when I see something like this, I'm like, oh yeah, let's paint it like khaki and pale yellow, and then we'll put the olive yellow back over the top, because that will get us somewhere close. Now, it might not be quite as brown. It might be better because I've got green here to use the bronze yellow on it, maybe.
Yeah.
That could be a thing. Maybe that's the thing.
Jason, we do get this question quite a lot.
use the bronze yellow.
Can you
instead.
go over your ratio of making your one step into that kind of wash
Yeah,
effect?
I'm going. Yep. So when I want to use one step as a filter that filters like a wash would, but will still give you the capacity of one step to change the color of the whole model, because a wash won't turn these guys a totally different color. A wash will just put a different color into the recesses and provide a shade and a little bit of transitory color across the gradient on the top surfaces, but this would still look largely the same, just with darker shadows of whatever color my wash was. What one step allows you to do is you can filter it down, you can thin it down, dilute it, and make it see-through like a wash, but it will turn the color of the model totally different across the entire surface. So
Cool.
That's what we're going to do.
Great.
And I'm going to test on the guy with a broken leg that I don't care about. So that we can do this, because I might change my mind. I'm going to put bronze yellow in here, but we might go back to olive yellow. Olive yellow was my first thought, but we'll see. That's just straight out of the bottle. And then I'm going to take some special sauce. And I'm going to double up. I'm going to do like 50-50 special sauce. And then we're just going to go. I chose the bronze yellow, hoping that the green that's already on there will still have some show through and keep the greenishness that I want, but that the brown will bring that kind of deserty tone. Because remember, I'm doing this whole army as desert lizards, sorry, amphibians, as opposed to jungle, even though they're still going to have, you know, crazy jungle masks and stuff on them. I'm less concerned with that. All right, so let's get a brush that is made for this. I'll grab some of this on here, and then let's see what we get here. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And so see how I will get the color on the entirety of the model, but it still allows my bottom colors to come through quite a bit. So thinning one step is literally super cool for giving you the ability to do this kind of stuff, where I just want a filter, but I want my filter to be an all over and not just a shade. This guy unfortunately lost a leg. It went out into La La Land. And see, I think that is like exactly my color.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The bronze was a good choice.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Boom shakalaka. You never know. They put all the support posts on his butt, so it makes it look all like pimply. A pimply little lizard butt.
That's the foot you're looking for, huh?
Yeah, that's this guy's foot, Chris. This is the only one I couldn't find. So many broke off. This is the only one that didn't get found.
So you said it popped off over here somewhere?
Yeah, it popped off over that way.
You should make it a fun thing. You could just... Jason, you could show us all how to do a blood effect.
Yeah, with his leg falling off.
With his leg coming off.
I figure I've got the little cacti and rock piles coming for this army. I'll just stick a rock and a cacti by his leg.
This is a great opportunity for a tactical rock.
You'll never know. Yeah, the tactile rock that hides the fact that the model's leg broke off.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steamforged.
Boxer says, so I love this example using undershading to do color magic. How could I use color theory to think through the options like this with the underpainting?
Sure. So, you know, obviously things like complementaries work really well here. If you did like a red underneath greens, greens underneath reds, you can get by just with that. A lot of it is, you know, kind of on hue, right? Like I painted this guy and you could have just run with him being the color that he was. right? Nothing wrong with the color that he showed up.
Yeah.
And so you could do that and then put a filter color over the top. I'm a big fan of just get brave, play.
Yeah.
Right? Play with color. Put it on the model. See what you get. Right? Because you never know when you're going to hit a home run. Typically, you're not going to want to come from left field. You can underpaint this, and I've shown you how to do weird flesh tones by underpainting like we did here with khakis and greens, and then putting blue over the top.
Yeah.
Right? There's no reason not to. The blue would work well. It would look good. It would just not be the color I was looking for here. But, you can try all sorts of things and see what sticks. I'm a big fan of go for it. But see, that is perfect.
That's great. And it's going to dry perfectly. Just like
it's
on
already
the bottom
starting
there.
on the foot. It's going to be exactly the color I need, I think. And diluting the one step allows it to still flow into the recesses like you see it doing.
Yep.
Right? Still goes on smooth. And now it's just altering that surface color to give us a really, really neat skin tone that will go well with my whole desert theme that we're doing here. Like you can see, like this leg is already kind of drying off.
Yeah. Cool.
That works really, really good. All right, sold. Sold.
Sweet. We get a lot of that question, so hopefully that helps you guys out.
Now I can get aggressive with it and just go for it.
Yeah, we'll find it. Bearded. We'll find it somewhere.
With the leg?
We'll see if we can. You said Jen said she was looking all over for it.
Dude, I think it went into the
ether.
The I'll show you part of the world.
I'll show you.
Whippersnappers.
Odin Kane.
Don't ever do that again.
He does it all the time. It never stops.
Don't ever do that again.
Oh, it never stops, Gabe. You can't just make him stop by telling him that you're angry about it.
Oh, okay.
That actually makes him do it more.
All right. Won't do that.
Good. Thank you.
I'm lying entirely.
Wow, dude. You're just trying to tick me off now. Jason has asked me to stop for over a year, and I have not.
No,
but
you haven't.
Gabe is my true friend.
Technically, you haven't. Legally, you haven't either. So once you legally ask me, we'll figure it out.
I have asked you 1,000,000 times to not ever say that again.
Odin Kane! That's great. Odin Kane likes it. Shout out to Odin Kane.
He hates it. He called me on Saturday and said,
I'm
crying at the therapist, and Chris makes fun of my name.
I know for a fact that is false.
How do you know for a fact that's false?
Because it originally is not an old man thing. It's more of like a calling out to another Viking. Odin Kane! Like from across the ship.
So
that's what it really is. But then everybody's like, oh, this is an old, like, no, that's what it is. It's like a war cry. Odin Kane! Odin Kane's not even here, probably. So this makes no sense.
Of course he's not here, because he's tired of you making fun of his name.
No, he's
See
here.
how this works? I'm trying to be nice to people.
I'm not making fun of it.
Respect.
I'm giving somebody attention in a good way. Positive. Odin Kane!
I told our new HR director that she needs to come watch this stream to see what I have to put up with so that we can figure out a way to keep this on record.
I'll keep it on record.
Technically it is on record. It's on the internet.
I mean, internally. I have to have a way to bring this up in court.
We've got receipts.
I don't think you do. So, Warcry is a game, Chris. Thank you, Panic Bomb. Perfect. Gameplay says, fear failure was a major motivator in my life. Saying this to Ghost Hunter. I found mini painting is a great place to practice getting past that. That's great. That's actually a very nice thing to say there, Gameplay. I hope that really helps you.
We talked about that at lunch. We asked.
Okay.
We asked Bree, one of
the
the girls that works here. We asked her if she had ever painted, and she said no. Her brothers and maybe her father were into nerd stuff. And, and played Hero Quest and painted things and built models, and she just never got into it because she was really scared of the failure of not having it look as good as the stuff she was seeing. And I was like, oh, I went right into it. I was like, we talk about that all the time on the stream.
Yeah.
That it can be paralyzing to look at all of the content that's out there. I mean, come on, guys, look at that. Did I nail it or did I nail it?
That's great.
I think we got exactly the color.
I mean,
I don't know that you get any better. I mean, obviously we need the dark brownish, the reddish brown, like mahogany looking spots on them, but
that's cool.
It's good.
Are the receipts
white powder nose?
All the receipts are public. I don't know what you're talking about. HR, is that some kind of paint? Thank you, Sandwich Bro. Bring it up on the basketball court. Thanks, Droth. How do you legally ask someone something? There's many things that you could say legally to somebody.
You depose them.
Yeah. Q Dazzle Fezzle. Jason being nice? ?
Whoa. Always.
QR Daz Fizzla. I'm just gonna start calling you Dairy Queen because your name looks like that in my backwards reading mind.
What?
Wad says, "Great job, Jason. I'm never painting a model again."
Why?
Why, Wad? You have to open the door and greet people at the experience center. Kier Daz Fizzla. Thank you. Thank you.
No, and talking about the fear of failure is one of those where, you have to start thinking in terms of not needing to be perfect, right? Just needing to start, right? Because if all you do is sit there and worry about what it's going to look like, it'll never look like anything. You'll never get to it.
Assumed disposition. Yes, that's.
But if you take the time to at least get going, then you can tell where you may or may not be able to fulfill your own dreams with it, right? And this is true of all things, not just painting miniatures, least of which painting miniatures. Painting miniatures shouldn't be a big struggle.
Yeah.
It can be done in the privacy of your home and nobody ever has to see it.
But Jason, they have to see it.
I mean, you have to show me, but
but you have to show me.
I will only laugh a little.
You'll show me.
No,
that's cool. Game delay though. That's awesome. Don't we have a lawyer in chat? Tech Elf, yes. But yeah, but
he defends drug dealers, so he's not really trustworthy.
That's the whole point, though. Just give it a whirl. But don't be afraid. Phoenix MDK says, I have to have my own dreams.
You can share mine, I guess.
Miguel says, allegedly.
Allegedly. I like this guy. Turtle Boy. All of these guys, they have so much whimsy to them. I like them. But they're also dangerous. They're no joke. I just don't think they're good enough to make my list.
Droth says, I'm having a hard time finding motivation to paint.
Okay.
But I have unlimited motivation to build.
Okay.
You're hired.
Keep building. Yeah, I was going to say. Need a job?
You want a job? We've got many models here for you to build.
Need a job?
Come on down.
No, because that usually means they're going to say, oh, sure, you paint mine, I'll build yours. I was like, that's not how that works.
That's definitely not how
I definitely
it works.
don't like building models, but I am not trading painting for building. That's a way lopsided deal.
Game Delay says, I don't defend drug dealers. I just give Chris free legal advice that's worth every penny. Thank you, Game Delay. Shout out to my lawyer. Keeping me accountable.
I thought your lawyer was Bald Man.
Bald Man is definitely not my lawyer. Thank you.
That's what you were saying for the longest time.
No, Bald Man is the opposite
of your lawyer.
Of my lawyer. Game Delay is my lawyer. Bald Man is the lawyer suit.
What does the opposite of your lawyer mean?
He's your lawyer. Who's
my
trying
lawyer?
to come after me.
Bald Man?
Yeah, Bald Man.
Bald Man, we're in this together, baby.
Whoever that client is coming after me is Bald Man's client, essentially.
Huh?
Shut up.
Wow,
Chat,
Gabe.
you saw that. This is how he treats
you looked
people.
At me, you're like, huh?
This is how he treats people at
Why
work.
don't you
This
pay
is
attention?
how he treats people. He's all over the map. You remember the one person who
I'm
today
a good
said,
person.
You know what the one who chat point for me at the one person who today said, I am serious business today.
I am, and I told Gabe, Silence from you.
That's not how you said it.
I said, shut up.
Yeah. That's how you said it.
Shut up, Mom. Silence from you.
HR.
That's from Key and Peele. Silence from you.
HR.
I apologize, Jason. I apologize, Gabe, sincerely. That was
You don't
rude.
apologize
and
at
cruel.
all.
Yeah. Frivolous.
Gabe, I would like to sincerely apologize for making you silence.
I don't take it.
That's on you,
I
not
don't
on
accept
me.
it.
Well, I'm so sorry.
I take it and I spit upon it. Don't you dare mute me.
We've silenced Gabe.
Chat. All I can do is apologize. That's all
I
can
forgive you, Jason.
do. All I can do.
You know what, Jason? Speaking of sorry, we're not sorry for giving you this link. Right here.
Oh,
If you want
Christopher.
to know what's going on here at Monument Hobbies, hit this
Chad,
link.
you see what I have to put up with? Each and every freaking day I have to put up with this.
This is our little town hall billboard, is what I've been calling it lately. Hit that. You can see everything that's going on in our company. And if you have any questions, you can send them to Gabe, and Gabe will send them back to me, and then I'll throw them in the garbage.
That's how it works.
That's our
customer service.
No.
Service
that's-
with a smile from
no,
Monument Hobbies.
Everything that I
We've
respond
been
to,
86 everything.
Gabe does excellent in that realm.
Yep.
What happens when I get customer service requests? I send them snail mail,
Yep.
so it takes a little time.
So I take your request.
And
I
by
translate
snails, I mean like little snails, like on the ground, that I'll like wrap a little roll on and then like
Yeah.
put it on their shell and then say, "Go that way, buddy."
I use 2012's Google Translate to translate it to German.
Chad, I'm very sorry.
Then from German to Spanish.
we
Oh,
then from
generally try to
Spanish
keep
to French.
this a painting show.
French back
the
to
joy
English.
of painting.
Yeah.
In an envilope.
Okay.
Shred it.
Every now
tape
and
the
then,
envelope back
these two
together.
go off on some weird
Hand it to Chris.
drug-induced haze frenzy. I don't know what they're doing during lunch,
Uh,
but I'm gonna have a talk with their manager.
Wait a minute.
wait a minute.
Jason.
Hold on.
Jason.
Michigan Star.
That's you.
Does Monument Paints do fluorescent? We do have a fluorescent scent. Thank you so much for asking. We have something about that for you. Let's take a look. I'm going to find the paint set page on our
Doohickey.
our little website here, and I'll send you the link. Here you go, mister. Have a nice day with that. I love our fluorescent yellow. It's amazing. All of them. Oh, all of our colors are amazing. I can't even start talking about it.
Chris,
Yes.
we make good stuff.
That's right. If you want plasma glow, any color, that set's for you. It's awesome. Michigan Star, absolutely. And you can get that in the EU as well. And if you're not familiar, we do have an EU shop.
What?
We ship directly from France.
Wait, what?
Our office from France.
What?
Soon to be a bigger
We have
warehouse.
an office in France? Why
big
am I here with you
warehouse.
fools?
There's blue missing, Chris. No, we don't do blue. There's a whole reason for that. Jason, why don't we do blue?
You should know by now. You tell
I
them.
will say this. Blue doesn't fluoresce.
Yep.
If you want a blue,
It does fluoresce. It just is not good. And so we chose not to make it.
But you can use sky blue to get a similar effect.
We should give away the blue fluorescent tester that we have here from when we made it. Piss somebody off. One person out there in the world would be like, I have
Wait a minute, it's
I have
right here.
fluorescent blue. I don't know why you don't.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't fluoresce well, so that's why we decided to keep it out of the set.
The
Use
goal
sky
for
blue,
it
you'll
may
love
sound funny, but the goal for our fluorescence was not for the ability to actually fluoresce under a UV lighting.
Yeah.
The goal of ours was to be the brightest color so that you could use them for OSL and things in normal light. And of course, the problem with all of that is that you wind up in this situation where the blue looks a little funky because it isn't as bright as even transparent blue or sky blue when you're done with it. Looking good.
I don't think we're going to give away the tester.
Oh, I've been kiboshed on that one, huh?
I don't think so, Jason.
Why not? I mean, out of the test batch that we have, assuming it's still good in the other room,
Where
I
is?
could make.
Oh, it's in the
I could
other.
make probably
You could.
5 or 6 bottles of it.
Well, then why? I guess we could. I guess we totally could. We'll let you guys know.
That this week's giveaway,
That or my heart.
just to piss people off because they'd be like, "Oh, I have it, but this is worse."
I've
than
been
Wizard's
asking
Butt."
this for days, literally. We've
is-
answered this question, Jason, so many times
What?
on this stream. Where's the blue?
Ask the 5 people that
You're
bought
like,
it.
you know what? Here you go.
There's 5 people.
5
that
of you
have it.
get the blue. Oh, yeah, we'll make it fluorescent wizard's butt. How about that, Jason? Super Bleeder, great idea.
1 bottle.
5 bottles, he said.
5?
He said he could probably whip up a 5-bottle batch if
and
nobody
still,
kills
and
each
still
other
have
here for
some
it.
for me.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll make a fluorescent wizard's butt.
Oh.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Interesting. Well, you know, we got to have that, Chris.
Make it so. Rattle can. Me. Bilbo, raises water of the mole. Charlie Underfoot, what's going on?
Yep. You can get the bottle of blue fluorescent, but you need to buy 100 fluorescent sets first, and then it'll come with blue fluorescent. Yeah, that's the
Which
deal.
set would it come in? Will we put it randomly into
No,
a set? Or
it's
they
a
just
bundle
get it?
deal. It's 100 fluorescent sets, and
That's so much
fluorescent
pain.
blue. Hey man, I'll make the rules.
Who made that rule?
I wish I knew.
Nobody makes those rules.
I'm pretty sure you did. Just now.
Right, Michigan Star? Now that's advertising.
Drought said, "Who was singing the Bilbo song Friday?" I don't know. Good question.
Did Jen sing it? Everybody in chat was singing it, and then I sang it. What did we get Jen to say? Jen said, "After hours." She did it. It was so sultry.
I see.
I was like, okay.
Everybody, calm down.
Everybody calm down.
What's the return policy on those 100 sets? Non-refundable.
No deposit, no return.
How many drops is that, Gabe?
100 quintillion billion. Jillion.
100 quintillion billion.
25 times 6 times 30.
What?
25 times 6 times 30.
25 times 6 is 150 times 30. 9,000? No.
How many drops is it?
4,500. It is that many drops.
No, it's not 30. It'd be 600 and...
No.
No, because it's 30 drops to 1 milliliter.
Jesus.
Do that math for us. On 100 sets. So that's 600 bottles at 25 millimeters each. 30 drops to 1 millimeter. Somebody do that math. Go.
This really hurts me, chat.
Me too. Cambot. Monument Hobbies up all night. No, we don't do 24-hour streams here.
We could.
We do, just not in a row.
We could. Yes, we do stream 24 hours.
Just not in a row.
We stream a lot here, if you guys haven't
Noticed
figured that out yet.
over the decade.
Fuzzsaw, how many drops is that, Gabe? Well, Fuzzsaw, I just told you need to look it up.
I think one of these days we should do a 24-hour paint stream.
Go for it.
I would do it, but I would have to be trapped in this room with Christopher.
Yeah, you guys don't want
And
that
me.
kind of hell.
Probably.
No, Gabe would literally fall asleep at a certain time, and then he'd be gone. He'd be like,
But then when you're all dead first thing in the morning, I'll be ready to go.
I wouldn't be.
So what, you're the tag team?
Yeah.
At
I could do it.
hour 14.
So
Gabe steps in.
quick Gabe story time. Years ago, we did a work trip to Texas. So a group of us got into a van, drove out to Texas after work on a Friday to get there early in the morning, right? To then help with some computers and stuff. Well, I was probably 19, 20. We stopped at Target before we left. I bought a pack of Red Bulls. I slammed 2 of them, 12-ounce Red Bulls, right before we hit the road, and I fell asleep for the entire drive all the way to Texas, and nobody else slept. So when we showed up at 7 in the morning to work on computers all day, they were all so exhausted, and I was ready to go, and they were not happy about it. I was the most annoying teenage boy that they'd ever experienced.
And you're proud of this?
Absolutely. I slammed 2 Red Bulls and fell asleep. That's great. I don't know how my body does it. I've got maybe I've got some sort of
Maybe you should see a professional.
mutant powers to
Mutant powers. 24-hour paint stream doesn't mean Jason has to be the one painting for 24 hours. You have employees. No. That's not how this works, Jarls Tony. Jason would dance the whole time.
You don't have to put up with chat.
Sandwich Bro says
Wait,
24-hour stream would likely involve the murder of Christopher by Jason with a brush filled with brush goop. That's how my glorious end would come about. Yes.
I feel like you're close. Very close.
Because I'd be cleaning the brushes in the process? I don't get it. Why am I dying? Why am I being shot?
Why does this story have me dead at the end? I don't understand.
No, we'll think about it. Jason could go over there. He would come back. See, we'd do a 24-hour stream, but Jason would go home, sleep, and then come back. So the midnight hour portion would be
up to me and you.
And we get Baby J involved. We get Ryan involved.
Yeah.
We get Al. I'm sure would.
You don't
say
want.
maybe.
We definitely can't have it be me, you, and Philip.
No. Philip's not invited, unfortunately. That's too much power in one room.
Yeah, especially with the sleepy ha-has.
Yeah, it's
nobody
it's
wants. It's an HR violation waiting to happen.
Yeah.
It'd be rather tough to expect me to do anything greater than maybe 12 hours.
8 hours was a
very doable.
Yes, it was. We were also really hyped that day too. We'd have to make a big deal out of it. Chris gets the AM shift. No, I'd be here for 24 hours, Panic Bomb. Standing right here.
Jeez.
TBD on the 24-hour stream is the moral of that story. For some people, react to caffeine like it's a sedative instead of a stimulant. Those people have a high occurrence of ADHD.
Of serial killer.
Oh.
What?
Gabe, are you diagnosed?
What is HD and why do I have 80 of them?
There you go. When's the TBD on LinkedIn? Droth, unfortunately, you're banned. So next question.
What do you mean, Droth? You're the one that's flying the freaking leaked in flag.
No, I've never said that. You had a great idea doing that one day, and I was like, maybe not. It's just not for us. I'm not a huge fan of the platform.
I freaking quit.
TBD on the LinkedIn. It's probably not going to happen. Cambot says, paint like no one is watching? Or is it dance? That is a great t-shirt idea. Paint like no one is watching. Or is it dance? I don't remember. It's been 24 hours. Is LinkedIn a vehicle? WAD? If I could slap you through the screen, I would. But it would be a silly...
threatening violence.
It would be a silly slap, like a little friendly slap. Like, don't do that, WAD.
Oh, he's being violent.
WAD knows exactly what he's doing. He's poking the bear. None of that here. Paint like no one is dancing. Thank you, Phoenix.
Ooh, that's the one to do it.
Paint like no one is dancing. In
Paint
quotes.
like nobody's
Phoenix
dancing.
MDK, thank you. That's hilarious. Droth says, Chris, first you tell me to throw away my models. Now I'm banned for quoting your ideas. I'm starting to think we've got beef. No, apparently it's corned beef and hash.
That's not it.
You guys see how I got that back?
No.
Like, you see that huge roundabout we just did? That's great. Droth,
not a good
Droth,
segue.
I love you. I want you to stay. I want you to be here. I love every single one of the chat members.
That's a heck of a commitment right
I also have a 12-gauge shotgun pointing at me right here that's loaded. You guys can't see it, but I am paid
Jason
to
is
say
like those old bank tellers where he's got shotguns.
Yeah. You just blink,
underneath.
blink. What'd
the
you say?
table.
Yes.
Always ready and pointed.
Chris, Game Delay says, Chris, as not your attorney, advise you not to slap WAD. Thank you. Game Delay says I can't slap you, WAD. I'm so sorry.
You can once.
You can. Would it be worth it, Game Delay? Do that math for me. How much would I get sued? How much do I got to pay?
Be a lot of paperwork for us.
I'm not going to do that. I love every single one of you. You're all so...
Especially if you did it on stream. Because then
So
now it's
great.
like my problem too.
No, I would never do that. I haven't beef with nobody. Not even little Billy. It's all fabricated. It's all for the show. It's all for the experience.
You guys buying that? X up in chat.
It's all for. No, it's true. I think everybody's great here in the chat.
You stumbled a
Mo,
little bit
you're the
there at
first.
end.
Droth is second. Beard Science. XO, kiss, kiss. Hug, hug. Kiss, kiss. All right, Game Delay. You've convinced me. It's battery, Chris. That's a criminal charge. Also, Watt is a lovely man. All right, done. I won't do it. Watt's
Speaking of batteries,
Watt's like, damn, that was going to be the most
Yeah,
action I got
speaking
all
of
year.
batteries, do we
I mean,
have batteries for the therapist yet?
yeah, did you order those?
no, it's not my job.
I sent you a message.
You did not send me a message.
Look at it. Go look.
You did not.
He's looking at his messages
I am
right now to
looking at
make
my
sure.
messages, but if you did on the.
No, I didn't. I'll get him.
Yeah, that's
He's
fine.
working. We fixed him. What are you talking
No,
about?
He's not. He's broken again.
No,
You
he's
remember
not.
what kind of
He just
batteries
pressed
we
it
need?
today.
What kind of batteries do you need?
The ones in the therapist battery. There's a VOD for that.
There's a VOD of that.
I'm so sorry, everybody. Welcome back. This is a painting stream, if you didn't know. And also, if you didn't know what was going on at Monument Hobbies, I would hit this link right there. That is all of the things going on at any given time. If you need a link, it's right there because it says stream links. monhub.com/streamlinks. Hit that link right there.
Striker, we get a lot of emails about a lot of painting competitions, and
Yes.
a lot of them are happening in October.
We'll need a lot more details for that kind of question.
What painting competition are you referring to?
Little Billy being Chris invented enemy conspiracy confirmed? I've never heard about this. For the Experience Center grand opening, can you have a dunk tank and put Chris in it? Of course.
100%.
And I get every proceed.
Oh, it's free.
No, it's $5, Jason.
No, it's free.
It's
It's $5 to get in the door, and they get a bunch of tickets, and all those tickets can be used to dunk Chris.
It's $5, and I get to roast you for 30 seconds, and then you can dunk me. That's how it becomes free. That's my only way I'll sign it.
We don't need it.
I get 30 seconds of continuous roasting, and then you dunk me. There you go.
We don't need his signature, Chad. Don't worry. I got you.
That actually would be a lot of fun. that would be so much fun.
Chris in a dunk tank. It's happening. Although, not if I have to get the dunk tank from that same idiot that brought it out last time. What
Oh, yeah. We'll
the
we'll
hell
figure-
was wrong with that one?
We'll figure out a better one. Gnarly says, Chris is trying to fund the billboard. No, the billboard, I looked around. It's not in the place I thought it was, so it's non-existent.
It doesn't exist.
No. It wouldn't make sense. Even if we really wanted to, it doesn't make sense. Rogue Leader, you're already signed up for it, Chris. You should have read the employee handbook more closely. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
We did have to sign a non-disclosure for something.
There was
Ooh.
alcohol involved.
Is that what those papers were for?
Copious amounts of alcohol during his onboarding session.
This right here is just a Stanley filled with straight vodka. It's not. It's water. And cranberry juice.
Magic and prunes.
Magic and prunes. Just a little dash of cranberry juice, though.
Yeah, it's like a whiff, a waft. He opens the cranberry juice and wafts it into his cup.
Scary Duck has a question. What color are you basing this with, Jason?
We use camo green into khaki into bright pale yellow.
There you go.
Were the base coat airbrush colors.
No, draw that is
And then
not
we're
that.
using the
Vodka
bronze
cranberry.
yellow one step over the top of all that to give us this final filtered finale. The final filtered finale.
It's $5 for the cup. The dunk is free, says Wad. All right,
Yep.
I'll give it to you. And I secretly get 50 cents from every dunk. No, $4.50. The company gets 50.
There's one that's dried. Oh,
Nice. That looks great.
oh. That's really good. Very good. Yeah, that's really good.
Yep.
I think even after we dried, did we nail it? That's pretty damn close.
Yeah, it's cool. Mo says Gabe, the two-step king.
Yeah,
Okay.
that looks really, really good.
He's pretty good at it.
Really, really good. I'm sitting here being serious, folks. So,
This
for
is
those
great.
of you that are paying attention to painting, thank you for joining us today.
What are you talking about?
Hmm?
We've been painting this whole time.
What?
This has been a very serious business stream.
Excuse you?
I didn't sneeze.
Excuse me?
This guy's going to look great with this filter. You have a voicemail from Baby J. I feel special. Nice. Mr. Blue, this frog is from Warmachine. What's the name of it?
Virager.
Virager.
Frogger.
He's very cool. Look at those warts on his back. They're fun.
I have to paint all those.
You do like doing that with the spikes and the warts and the yeah. Makes me wish plague toads were still a thing in Warhammer. I loved those models, Panic Bomb. I actually have 3 of those old ones, those Forge World ones. I love those. I wish they'd make them into plastics. The painting handle is from Cobalt Keep, one Mason. It just happens to work really well with the bases that he has.
They're also made by Cobalt Keep.
Yep. They make they make a good set.
No free pub.
No free pub, but they do make good Warmachine bases, so that works.
I assume they make good bases for everything.
They do. Red, green, blue hex. We did that last week about the preview. I think you asked the same question last week.
What's that?
About the color preview for set 3.
Mm-hmm.
We did that last week on Wednesday.
Yeah.
You want to go check out that VOD. And I believe you asked the same question, so...
Was it you that asked and then you left before we answered?
Maybe? Yeah, go watch the end of
You may
stream
have
on
left
Wednesday.
before we answered because I think you asked and I was in the middle of doing something and it took me a while to get to it.
Yeah, go watch on Wednesday. You don't even need to preview it. He just flat out tells you some colors. Yes, it is Mo. Mo is correct. Are you applying the one step with a dry brush? No, this is a number 6.
Yeah, it's a number 6 Pro Synthetic.
Yep. Just getting it on there.
And it's semi, I mean, I left a little bit of water, but not much. Because the one step itself is so low viscosity that it doesn't need a whole lot of water on the brush.
Mm.
And you saw how I dried the brush off on a paper towel so that I could move it across the belly and not have it pool up on the flat spot there on his belly.
Scary Ducks has a question.
Mm-hmm.
I know you have been doing this for a long time, but do you have any miniature painters that you like that inspire you to paint certain things or try something that you have not done?
Sure, yeah. I mean, there are tons of painters out there that when I look at stuff that they may have post it up on social media or something, might inspire me with like a color scheme that I really enjoy. Sometimes it's just that they painted a model I'm really stoked about, so I find stuff like that out there. By name, I mean, all of them, you guys in our Discord, I think that I'm such a fan of miniature painting that I don't know that it really matters what I'm seeing. And by that, I mean from a quality standpoint. So it's not like, artist that has won a Slayer sword is somebody that I'm following any differently than I would follow the chat in our Discord. And I mean that, right? It's that everybody, can do really amazing things. Provide amazing inspiration. Obviously, I follow a lot of the artists that use our stuff and that are big in the industry and things like that. So, but when it comes down to it, do I really follow it for that reason? No, not really. But I like to say that I just keep my eyes open all the time. I get as inspired from seeing a Arizona sunset as I do any model. Right? Because you'll find in nature or just out in man-made objects and things like looking at rusty metal, you'll find things that you can get inspired by. They're like, oh, I need to try to pull that off with a paintbrush, So no, I don't really, like, I don't fanboy or anything. When I go to the shows like Contrast, it's great to walk around, but part of what I love about that so much is the anonymity of all the models. I don't know who did them, unless they come show me. At Contrast, people would come up and show me their model and have me talk to them about it before they went and put it in the show. And then when I went around to look at them while judging and such, then it was, it was recognizable. But for, the other 1,000 models that were there, I had no idea who did it, right? Especially being in Europe. These are all painters I've never met in my life. And that's a lot of fun because you're like, oh, it's just enjoying the art of miniature without having to have any of the recognition and the... Wow, this guy's awesome. For being just a big naked frog.
Damage Bro likes your Iron Warriors recipe.
Yep.
Yeah, we did one Iron Warrior in one whole stream, I
it was
believe.
just a one-stream Iron Warrior.
One stream Iron Warrior.
I have only that one squad that I kind of based that way, and then I never went back to them. I have such great intentions, but what you're seeing here is the want to actually play the game is a big driver towards painting armies. A lot of times we on the stream will talk about, we're going to talk about painting an army. I've got an itch to paint, whatever, insert Blood Angel here. And I'm like, but I'm never going to play that game. Like,
yeah.
I'm not inspired to go play the game. So the incentive to finish the army doesn't exist at such a high level that it makes me get it done. And so that's always a problem. That's the trade-off. Whereas playing Warmachine, we do this every Friday night. And so having armies painted for Warmachine, totally different incentive. Because I love showing up with painted armies. It makes playing so much better. So much better.
Gabe's committed to finishing his Warmachine army, bringing it this Friday, fully painted.
Whoa.
I don't know about all that.
Whoa.
I think you could do it.
Maybe.
You said you were going to take pictures and do a whole thing, do a whole presentation,
Maybe.
Like a slideshow?
like from start to finish,
Oh, okay.
Potentially.
like the whole process.
I gotta get started first.
I-
I do have them all. I have them all primed. Primed and ready to go.
That's
Half the battle.
one of the steps.
Oh.
That's one of the steps.
A step, one would say.
Is that one step?
What is a good mix ratio of using one step as a filter? Heck, you could just do it through the airbrush.
We're doing it right now,
Yep.
and it's 50-50 with the one-step medium is the way that I've done it here.
Did you add water to this too?
No.
Okay. Michael Holtz, I said there was a little bit of water in it too, so no just special sauce. One Mazin says, started playing Warmachine again, and I haven't thought of 40K in years.
Yep. That's the effect it'll have on you. I mean, if you like the game, I can't say
Yeah.
it's magical for everybody. You have to have a group that is willing to walk you through it, let you learn, and all that. So we have a really good group of people here that are all learning it together from the shop, along with some locals that have been in it for a long time. It is the game that I've played more than any other, as far as like being involved in the scene, so to speak. I never played at a high level or anything like that, but I went to tournaments and enjoyed it. And so we're having a good time with it. But we've got a really good community of people that are interested in learning with each other and helping everybody learn, and not just go out and win at all costs and make it feel sour.
Asmodeus says, "Yep, I played the game yesterday. I love it a lot." Nice.
Very good game. One of the best rule sets ever made, and they've really done a good job of bringing that rule set back to the forefront and making it feel like old Warmachine, which is great.
Does Jen go to Warmachine on Friday? Says
She does
Meeple.
not. I've invited her. She won't do it. She's not one of us when it comes to gaming. For her, it's too much nerd.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to take, when
Especially
it's like the
at
jibber
Gamers
jabber is
Guild,
nonstop, and we're all talking games and motion tactics and warcasters and list building and no, and she's like, I have no reason why I'm here. I don't know what any of these words mean. You see her when she glazes over on like Fridays.
Oh, this is a great one. Mike
Look at that.
says,
I don't know that I can get any better at mixing the right amount.
Nice.
Dang. Hey.
Mike says, One Step Set 2 just delivered. Any recommendations on painting an old school metal black orc force using One Step or the regular line?
Oh boy, lots of steel. Are you trying to do like we've been doing here? I've been showing off One Step over metallics.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I think this would be great as black orc metal, right? For all the armor. I did the dark blue black, very thinned, like 50-50 thinned, and did it over the top of silver. And then did I use bronze
rust?
yellow? I think did bronze yellow or olive yellow. I think I did bronze yellow. Bronze yellow that I spot colored into like the shadows there, where you see that kind of orangey. And then I did rust streaks where I just did it in the recesses and used it as more of an effect paint. But that will give you a really good way to do the armor. And then this is copper. These are the new metallics that I'm working on right now. But you can use the current metallics and do this as well. And then the One Step over the metals is super simple. Like then I just went back and highlighted a couple of edges, but I didn't have to do much. Metals look fantastic. Didn't have to spend any time on them at all. It takes longer to just get the metal base coat on there than it does to make it finished. And that puts true metallic metal right up my alley. So that on those black arcs, because they're just all covered with armor, right?
Yeah.
That's this army, by the way. So this is I think those guys go well together.
Yeah, they definitely will stand out from each other, obviously.
It's my desert trolls. So I'm doing them with desert bases and cactuses and things like that. So I wanted these frog, lizard, amphibious dudes to be colored like the desert. So I started looking, and when I typed in desert salamander, this is what I got. And I think that looks pretty good. I think that matches pretty well. We did it! Huzzah! Holy cow, is it 3:57?
Yeah,
What? So we did all of this like right on time?
just about.
That was it. That was all of them. Some of them are still wet. I put a lot of One Step on there, so it's going to take a minute.
Yeah. Is
But
that
they
all
are-
of the frogs you have in that list?
That's all they make. I would have to buy duplicate units of the shamans and the flame tongues because they don't make any other units.
Those are cool models.
Oh, they do. They make one other solo or one. I think it's a solo. They make one other solo that's on the cover of the box. You don't get him though. This
From
is
the
the
box?
dumbest thing I've ever seen.
They make you buy them?
Well, it shows him on the cover, and then you don't get. It's called a fugue warrior or something like that.
Really?
Are you sure you don't get them, or
he's
did it,
on literally? He's
That's
on
odd.
The box.
did they
very
just
The little box slide pick or whatever it is. Yeah, here.
did they just skimp out on your order?
He's that guy. Zoom in close.
Oh, he's probably
That guy is called a fugue warrior. Like if this is you buy the box,
No,
and the box has the shamans that we painted. It has
You
the
Tell them that.
Bugatti bomb.
They probably forgot.
It's got the flame tongues. It's got the turtle riding guy, the 2 fire totems, the big Virager, and then the Fugue Warrior. And he's not in the box.
Did you message
You
them?
go online and you look, and it has the picture, and he's not in the box.
Oh,
it lists the box contents, and he's not in the box.
Well, they just forgot it then.
They put an old graphic on it and shipped it that way, and you don't have him. So it's like, what? He's like a $20 model when you don't buy him in the box. I was like, that's like a...
I think you... Do you think they would just have forgotten it, maybe?
No, if you look at the contents online, he's not on there.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
If you go to the store and say, what's in the box, he's not there.
Oh, so it's just... Got it.
That's crazy.
How would you prime if you wanted to keep the natural metal on them one step on top of that? How would you prime? Just black is fine.
Yeah. Black over white.
What do you
is
mean
good
natural metal?
Yeah, I think you need to clarify what you're asking there a little bit.
You mean if you were painting metal models? You still want to prime it and then paint it with a metallic paint. You can't just one step over, like if you say natural metal, like of like a metal model or a true metal surface, you'd need to prime. You could prime it clear, so you can always use like matte varnish over the top of a metal surface, and it'll act as a sort of primer. It won't be as strong all the time, but it can do that. But and you can paint on top of it to let the metal color show through. You can do that.
Yeah, you could also just put the paint on.
We talk about that a lot for doing like clear plastic pieces. So if you have a canopy for an airplane or glass in the cockpit of a car or something like that, you can hit that with matte varnish. You need matte so it gives it tooth. Gloss varnish doesn't do you any good.
Right.
Matte varnish on that, it's going to frost it so that you're not going to be able to see through it as much. Light still goes through, but it'll make it more translucent than transparent on the plastics. But then you can put paint over the top, and then you can gloss varnish over that, and it'll become clear again. Yeah. So you can do some really fun tricks to paint clear things and just give them a coloring. So like stained glass or something that has a filter over it works really well. Yeah, varnish, clear varnish works. Matte varnish, not gloss.
Your metal though on that troll, you did not varnish that. You just put it straight on there.
Well, that's just metallic paint though. That's not.
No, so, Leo was asking about that in particular a little bit ago.
Oh yeah, it looks like it's just made out of metal, but it's legit. That's our new silver paint.
Yeah, and he did not put matte varnish over the metal and then paint. He just put the one step straight on that.
Yeah,
that's what I meant to say. What did you just do? Why did you just do the green and yellow, just certain parts of the mini? That's just the skin, Meeple. On these guys.
Is that what you're asking, Meeple? I'm just
assuming?
painting the skin. So when you look at them, you've got it to where I airbrush the colors on just the skin, and I've left all the rest of the bits and bobs. Yeah. So I'll paint them separately. Could you have done the whole model? If it's easier for you to think in terms of just doing the whole model and then repainting parts, that's fine too. I just went in with the airbrush and just got the skin parts. You get overspray on everything else, but this makes it easier to where I don't have to go in and do any kind of blacking out. I can just paint the colors I want to on top of everything else. Whereas this color might be so bright in its overall feel that I might not be able to paint, all of the other colors on top of it the way I would want to. So, wow, these really look good.
Thank you. Okay, good.
Glad it makes me feel like I should do like some sort of one step on the blue guys because the shading it gives it is so rad, right? So it makes me think that maybe I should go in and...
Speedmark says, how do you seal that one then?
Seal what one?
The one with the... don't you use varnish on that troll?
No. Typically, I don't varnish. You can, but even for models that I play games with, I put so much paint on them that by the end of the day, you're not going to protect it much more with a coat of varnish than you will with just having the paint on there. Now, if I know that I have sweaty hands all the time and I rub paint off, then yeah, you can put a matte varnish coat on it, for sure. Yeah, Pikmin, that's what I'm thinking, is that for like the throats on the frogs where they're showing, is that I can do something that has a little bit of a fleshy tone on there, right, to pull it out. I might just do the lips and call it done, too. But I did the blue skin. I airbrushed all the trolls with the blue skin, and I'm wondering now if maybe I should do like I don't know, I kind of like them the way they are, though. I don't know that I need to do a whole lot there. Because this guy looks pretty good once you get all the other colors on him. And I haven't done any, this is just airbrush. So I haven't done anything else to go over the top of this. And I think it looks okay. I went back and brightened it up a little bit on the weekend when I was airbrushing the other guys. So I went in and put a little bit more highlight color on there to drag a little more contrast onto it. And I think that worked pretty well.
Joker, thank you so much for giving us a try. I hope you love our paints.
I don't know if the wash is necessary. It makes the skin softer on
appreciate
these
it.
guys, but that's kind of cool. Because they're not scaled, maybe, right?
Maybe.
I don't know. I think it works. Plus, I don't want to spend the time doing it. So
Ooh, how man do? 13 months. Thank you so much, how man do. TBD, red green. They're the same as essentially the same names as our old metallics.
It'll probably literally just be the metallic set 2.0. We'll do them all the same.
2.0.
All the same colors and all that. But yeah, Droth, we're working on them. As soon as all of the samples, I should have the sampling done for set 3 one step this week or early next. And so we can start showing those. And then those come out in November. But as soon as the sampling is done and gets all the approval process worked through and we can start going to production, then the metallics are next. Sometimes you'll use a satin varnish to make your blends look better. That's your cheat. Yeah, it will. More reflection will keep your blends looking better. Yep. That's one of the tough things about using all matte paints like we do is your blends have to be spot on. You have to have better brush work with stuff like Pro Acryl sometimes because the glossiness of other paints is what makes them look like they're blended better. But when you were to put a matte varnish, that's why a lot of people, when they matte varnish their models, they're like, why does it not look as good now? It's because it shows the inconsistencies of color blends on your model because it's showing you what you really did. The glossiness of a satin varnish or even just the normal satin of a paint will obscure some of your brush strokes through the reflectivity of it. And then if you matte it down, you're like, whoa! It happens especially with metallic paints. Metallic paints, you look and you get the colors all right, and you're like, fantastic. You matte varnish it, and you can see the edge highlight that's exactly blocked out and stuff. So you have to be careful with that a little bit. You learn to feather and glaze with metallics in order to make that better.
Yep. Again, Joker, thanks again for giving us a try. They're the best I've used. Just wanted the set instead of paying for individuals. Absolutely.
Awesome. What about gloss varnish? I never use gloss varnish except as a spot varnish for... Okay, there's a couple of places where you would use it. You can use a gloss varnish on the entire model before you apply a wash because it will help the wash flow easier into the recesses so it doesn't discolor more of the surface. So it can give you a cleaner wash application. Especially with like our matte paints, when you put a wash or a filter over the top, it'll grab the texture of the paint and will color the model more. It won't show texture, but it will just make the model colorized more from a wash, a general wash. But then when you're going through and doing spot filters for things like eyes to make them look wet, tongues, water effects, things like that, then gloss varnish is huge. I never gloss varnish a model at the end of it, though. There's no reason. Like, the gloss ruins the idea of your painting, right? Because it allows the light in the room to have way too much effect on highlights and shadows, and you'd never see what you painted. Gloss varnish to make it convincing, Jay. Yeah, for like material, right? So if you want it to have that gloss and look like they're holding a shiny stone, you can use it for that. We do what is typically called non-metallic metal. So we, in the way that I normally paint, is that we put the shine where we want it to be so that things look reflective when they're not. So that, you turn them upside down and the shine's all still exactly where you put it on the top of all the discs as opposed to the bottom. So, you'll get used to paint because, what you're really doing is painting light when you're painting models. And so you'll get good at placing that light where you need it to be. So the reflection's always coming from this angle on the shoulder plate and on the top of the iron halo and all of that. And then you can learn to amp that contrast up to make it look like shiny jade and whatever material you want. Then you don't have to use a gloss varnish because, again, a gloss varnish looks different. It almost looks fake compared to everything else you paint. That's the problem I have with it, is that it calls too much attention to like a spot on the model that you don't really necessarily want to call attention to. You always had to varnish minis you want to play with. You were wondering because if you use matte varnish, the metal would also become matte. Yeah, you can, if you matte varnish and you have a lot of metallic paint on the model, you can go back with the gloss varnish and mix it with matte varnish to get kind of a satin, something that isn't a high shine, and put it back over the metallic to bring it back alive if you need to. But yeah, if you paint something like, I don't know, like the Black Orcs that we were talking about earlier, something that's like literally in all armor head to toe, and you matte varnish it and the metallic kind of goes away. If that's not the way you want it, I prefer that because I like the metallic paint to be more like it's been have that kind of crustiness to it as if it were out in the elements, and it wouldn't necessarily be that shiny anymore. I like that in most cases, but if you want the shine back, then you can just mix some gloss and matte varnish, or if you have a satin varnish point painter. Gloss is usually too much because it starts looking like fingernails. It's just too wet look, right? Isn't a gloss varnish much more solid than satin or matte? No. Michigan Star? No. Not necessarily. It all has to do with the resin that's in the varnish. It has nothing to do with the shine. The reason why you might think that a matte is less protective is because a matte has a micro texture to it, which can grab on things, and you can actually, tear less gloss varnishes. The gloss varnish being a smooth surface is going to let stuff roll off the top. A matte varnish is going to allow things like finger oils and stuff to discolor your model if you're not careful. But I always do a matte varnish. If you're worried about it, you can always gloss varnish and then matte varnish over the top. But again, for me, it's more about the colors that I see. And I'm not like playing with my models with like pizza sauce and Cheeto dust on them anyway, so it's not really a problem. Nothing really is ever going to happen to them over time unless you are, rubbing on them super hard or something like that. You recommend airbrushes for beginning painters, Snicky? Sure. If not, what skills should you learn first before picking up an airbrush? Well, it depends on how much of a beginner you are. I do not believe, like, for your first mini, you have to have an airbrush. If you are a person who has used airbrushes before and you're starting to paint miniatures, then use the airbrush for base coating and priming and all that. I think that's great. If you haven't used them and you haven't painted minis, then I think your first goal is to do the standard, get paint in the right places, right? And it sounds very, well, no duh, but it really is a thing where we're trying to make it to where you can take the patience part of painting and just make sure that the boots are brown, the pants are blue, the shirt is red, whatever you're doing in your color scheme, and make sure you can keep the colors where they're supposed to be, that you don't cross over and cross the stream, so to speak. That's the biggest thing to start from. And then once you start getting that, then you start adding the techniques that give you depth and perspective and shading and highlights and things like that. And then as you go, adding the airbrush in where you feel comfortable doing so is a great tool. Yeah. I don't know that I would say start with it, because then you're having to fight learning a machine, and the machine itself needs its own level of concentration and patience. And if you're doing that while trying to learn how to paint a model, it can be a little bit over the top. It can be a little overwhelming, but that's just you. You have to pick on your own. Learn the fundamentals first. Yeah, exactly, says Sir Ethan.
Learn the fundamentals, Jason. That's what I've always been told.
Yeah. But yeah, just practicing stuff. Like, I started airbrushing very early on because I was a little kid with no internet, and when I went to the hobby store, everybody said you need an airbrush, and they had Posh or Pache or whatever it's called. Those were the only airbrushes around, and so they had these airbrushes, and I was like, oh, I want one of those, and I begged and pleaded. And my parents, we didn't grow up with any money, so I begged and pleaded and saved my allowance and got a Tester's airbrush that was a siphon-fed pressurized air canister that screwed into this cheap plastic thing. If you remember, if you know the Games Workshop one, it was kind of like that. Games Workshop made an airbrush once that was pressurized air that you screwed into a thing, and it was a chunky plastic trigger with a siphon feed. It was basically like the Testers one rebranded, and I used that, and it was horrible. It wouldn't spray acrylics to save your life. Neither would the GW one. They're horrible. But it was always funny to think back like that. Like, I just thought you had to have an airbrush, and if I had an airbrush, my models would look like the ones in the cases at the hobby shop, and that's what I wanted my models to look like.
Yeah.
And I airbrushed my first model and cried for days, dude. I felt like I had ruined that model that I had saved up all that money in my allowance for, and it was horrible, dude.
What airbrush was it? What's the brand you mentioned?
Posh.
Posh something?
Yeah, Posh. Paasche.
Yeah. Are they still? Did someone?
They're
buy
still
them,
around, I think.
Yeah,
I think they're still around.
There you go.
Penny Bomb, you used it. You had one of the stuff. You used it once. I tried, man. I sat in my bedroom with like poster board or something on my floor, and I tried for the life of me to sit there and make it work. And the only way I could make it work was when I had inks. And it would spray inks great, but the air canister was so inconsistent with air pressure that it would blast it out and puff it out. And it would always, it was horrible. Cried for days. I never touched an airbrush for like a decade after that, until I could afford a real one. Blick has Posh, yeah. I haven't used one in years and years and years and years and years. And what we have learned here is to not airbrush ever. No, you just have to have the proper tool. Like I've shown off it from my home studio that, we got the Masters compressor from Amazon.
Right.
And it came with a brush. I only bought it for the compressor, and the price of the whole set was like $125. Or like I got it on sale during Amazon Day for like $100 or whatever it was. And it came with a compressor with a canister, like a liter or a 1.5 liter canister. Maybe it's a liter canister, so it has an air tank. And it just happened to come with a brush and a hose. And I was like, I just need the canister. I just need the compressor and the hose. And I already have Iwata brushes. So I was like, I'll take that home, though. And my Iwatas took longer to get here. It took like 2 weeks longer to get than I thought from them.
Yeah.
And so I started on stream, and I said, well, let's use this Masters one. And I primed with it and painted with it. And I was blown away. I was like, oh, I think I feel like and that's only one instance of having touched that thing. So maybe I just happened to get, God's gift to airbrushes on it, but I don't think so.
I think, it
was fairly foolproof. It was inexpensive. It is worth the money, I think, because the compressor is worth the spend. The airbrush is a bonus. And if you want to start with airbrushing, it's a great package. Like I said, I think it's like $125 at full boat. Doesn't come with any paint or anything, but the airbrush, the hose, and the compressor, that's all you get. It comes in a box, boom, open it up, plug it in. Compressor runs like a dream, very consistent. The airbrush itself sprays really well. It's not going to do fine detail for you, so don't get crazy. You think you're going to paint eyes with it unless they're huge. But it does great coverage. I can zenithal with it. It didn't spot. It was, it feels pretty tight. You can tell that the trigger's a little looser from where it starts and stops, but all in all, I felt like it was a great place. So I don't have a problem in the world telling people, go buy a cheap airbrush, if you want to afford that, and give it a shot and see. Just don't point it at your favorite model the first time you use it. Spray sprue bits and spray test models and stuff. Don't be Jason, where I only had that one model and tried to paint that one model with high expectations, having never used a damn airbrush and cry for days, right? But yeah, I think that, just do your thing. They are fantastic tools. Saying to not use an airbrush is like telling a home builder don't use hammers. It's just dumb. And I will say that to anybody that says don't use an airbrush. I'm like, that's just a dumb statement. Yeah. Use the tools that are afforded you. Don't expect anything out of them you don't train yourself to use, because it can be your worst enemy too. Just like, just like the hammer. Paint all your eyes with an airbrush, Game Delay. That's exactly what I said.
That's what I do.
But yeah, it'll save you a world of hurt just if you do your priming with airbrush. If all you ever did was buy the Masters airbrush and all you ever did was prime with it, it will buy itself back from you in the amount of time you'll save. A lot of fancy airbrush now, I still just prime and zenithal with it. You really should practice. Well, you do what you need, right? You don't feel like you have to, right? But it is a fantastic tool. Even like we were showing today, like, when you say zenithal with it, just start moving your zenithal to where that's really all you're doing when you're painting like this is a zenithal highlight. You're just doing it with color, and now the skin's done. Yeah. Right? So if you can just section your paint, so this was dark purple, and then dark gray blue, dark turquoise, bright green blue.
Okay, cool.
Right? And so it's what, 4 colors? So I sprayed 4 colors. So it's an overlapping zenithal, if you want to make that a term, and then you're done, right? So that's all it is when you really think, because your light doesn't change. You can do a zenithal in black and white. This is just adding other colors and getting tighter and tighter with your spray. So that's the part you have to learn, is how to paint 4 colors where they all make sense on a belly that's smaller than your pinky fingernail. That's where you have to get good with the airbrush. But you could do it in 2 colors and still have it look really good, right? You could just do dark blue, light blue, and now you have your skin mostly done. Do a washover like we did these guys, right? These guys were just, basically what? It's 3 colors. Camo green, khaki. Well, it's technically 4 again. God, I overcomplicate shit. But, because I always use purple. But, the camo green, the khaki, and the bright pale yellow, and then the wash over the top. And, you can make, and that's just the power of airbrushing. And then when you look at things that we do where we airbrush and then just edge highlight, what have we done recently that was like that? I feel like we were...
Just edge highlighting the towel? You
Maybe,
did that
is
with...
that what it was? Yeah,
honestly,
that's it,
you
right?
did a lot of airbrush, and then all you did was edge highlight.
Yeah. That's it. Where did he go? Here. To
Oh,
show you the
nice.
power of airbrushing, you can't get it more specific than this. If you know how to zenithal and you're comfortable with that kind of priming, get out of my way. Get out of my way, amphibians. Then that's all this is, right? It's basically a zenithal highlight, right? Done in royal purple and pale yellow. So 2 color zenithal, but it's colored, so it's purple and pale yellow. And then a filter of diluted 1-step dark blue black over the top, so it gives us this chromatic black that leans a little green because of the pale yellow. And then edge highlight it. That's all this is.
That's all it
It's
is.
literally all this is. So that all of that armor is just knowing how to edge highlight, to where you're not just drawing every edge, right? I'm tapering edges and I'm doing the thing that you do with edge highlight, so you don't go all the way down. You just do the bright corners. But now you've got the ability to have, this is literally just airbrushed. Not the sword, because the sword we did with the brush, but the rest of this is pretty much just airbrush and then edge highlight. And so you can get really, really good, clean looking paint jobs done if you spend the time and put all your patience into your edge highlighting. And then the airbrush can just be, put the base colors down, and then you turn it into a nice focused coloration by doing the edge highlighting. So stuff like that can make your painting go really, really quick. And you don't have to get necessarily good with the airbrush, because you're really just doing a zenithal. And then an overall filter, and the filter is literally over the whole model.
Meeple, that whole towel was over a couple streams, so go look back at the thumbnails in the VODs tab, and you'll see where he was working on that. That's my cheat code for all of you, is to, if you want to ever see that something that Jason has done on stream, go look at the thumbnails. That's what we worked on.
Roadside miniatures, yes. There is a short on our YouTube channel that you put up that is the practicing with the airbrush short.
Yes.
That's a great one. It really is, and it's like, what, a minute long?
Yeah.
It literally is everything you need to do.
We have a couple really good ones.
It talks about just taking a piece of paper or plastic and painting a geometric shape with it, and being able to do the consistent line work with it, and then filling in inside the lines and making it to where you can't see your airbrush strokes.
Yep.
Right? And
Get
if you
even
practice
coverage.
that, then you're fantastic. When you start getting into more detail, then doing parallel lines with it that are all the same thickness, that becomes a thing that's good practice. But that's later on. That's when you're actually trying to do things like, I don't know, maybe you're painting camo lines, or you're trying to get in and do more fine detail work where you're just in a very tight area. The airbrush is really at the beginning used to color the model. And so to make color go on the model quicker, especially when you're doing stuff like this where you got to paint total, bunches of squads of dudes, the more brush strokes you have to place to do that, the longer the time frame to getting it done. And so the airbrush can put the base colors down real quick, right? So now my skin on all of my trolls is done, and I did this in, I don't know, from prime to like this in a few hours yesterday, and it's 50 models, right? So it only took a few hours out of my Sunday to get all of the skin to be at this level, and now I can start painting all the other details. It's still going to take a long time because I'm not airbrushing all the other stuff. And the skin on these trolls, unfortunately, is the least part of it. Like, some of them really just have a face sticking out of a hood and maybe some fingers. So it wasn't like a lot of it, but the coloring I wanted to be right. So I did it with the airbrush. But yeah, if you practice just making sure that you can fill in a sizable area on a napkin or whatever and not see where your airbrush strokes were, you can't see the direction you were painting, it just looks nice and fuzzy, fully colored, then try doing that on models. When the next Fane of Nairo box comes out, you plan on using the same method I used for the House Callus Jack on the character Warbeast. Use the grays and then use blue-black one-step over the grays. Oh, yeah, it looks great, right? I think that would be great for like the skin and the bat wings and stuff like that on those guys. 100%. Special sauce and bull titanium white. And all the other colors. Don't stop there. All right, everybody. That's quitting time for us. We got a bunch of Froggy Boys done.
You did.
The big guy is getting to the point of being dry, too, and that's like, you're not going to find that kind of coverage from other speed paints.
Nope, not at all.
Look at it, the way on the belly, there's no staining or anything. That's just super smooth. But it still gave us the coloring across all of the parts, gave us the shading around all of the, whether those are blisters or scales, I don't know. But that's going to come into play as I paint all of those. There'll be a lot better coloring around that. So that helps a lot, brings all that out. So even on a huge thing like this guy, it's still a bunch of good broken up surfaces, but also like that's like painting the side of a tank.
Yeah.
Right. It just doesn't have a lot going on except for the smooth belly surface. So that works really, really well. And I think bronze yellow was the right choice. It gives us that neat brown. I want to grab him by the tongue so bad. Why do they do that? That's like, don't press the big red button. Like you just want to go, yeah, dude. And it'll break straight off of there, I guarantee.
And we do this every day from 2 to 4 p.m. every weekday, Mountain Standard Time.
They make me, chat.
If we missed any of your questions today, bring them tomorrow.
They make me do this.
Let me refocus there. Oh, yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, I think the little guys came out really good. A little bit of highlight on that. Na. Yeah, that'll be great.
Yes,
these are fun guys. I wish there was more army like this because these guys are really fun. This guy I think is my favorite. I can like hear him dancing.
Is that the one? Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that other one.
They're fun.
It's somewhere in here. Nobody is vacuumed.
The foot. Yeah, it's somewhere around here.
It's
one of those where, normally when you do that, you hear it click, clack, clack off of surfaces. It literally, I clicked it, and then you heard nothing.
Oh, so it's a direct, hey, Kenny.
So I feel like it bounced
Next
off the
level
padded
painting.
wall onto the carpet and never hit anything.
113 months.
Kenny, what's going on, big man?
Welcome in, Raiders.
It
We're just
is
about to end.
Next Level Paintings 10-year anniversary stream tomorrow.
Oh.
I believe it's tomorrow.
What time, Kenny?
I believe it's
Give
at
us
the
a shout out.
19th or 18th or something like that.
Yeah.
Is it tomorrow? Right?
Kenny, when is it? Tell us. Tell us.
10-year anniversary stream. It is Kenny and I's 10th year. We started all of this pretty much, I won't say together. We didn't call each other up and say, hey, you want to stream painting? But yes, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
But Kenny and I found each other very early on after he had started. I had started around the same time. And are I think the old hats of this streaming painting biz. I don't know. Kenny, is there anybody but us left?
Oh, you can't hear yet. Okay. I don't know. Someone said it's tomorrow, so go make sure you follow Next Level Painting, one of the OGs.
Definitely. All right, gang. Well, tell him not to rate us.
He already did.
Oh, God.
He already did.
Damn it.
Okay, there it is. 6 p.m., maybe 7, set
Awesome.
tomorrow. Okay, hey, nice.
Awesome. All right, everybody. The bromance is still alive, except you're a world away now. He used to be closer. We could dream of one another. Now he's in a different, 3 different time zones away. He abandoned us. So everybody, thank you for showing up. If you just showed up in Kenny's Raid, we are going to pass you along to some other great hobbying.
We'll keep it going.
We are ending it, but we will keep your Monday night going by giving along. So show some love where we wind up. Remember, hit the follow or the sub button. We are Monument Hobbies. This isn't Kenny. What are you talking about?
That's Long War TV.
That's not Kenny.
No,
That's
got two.
Kenny. We're only talking to Kenny, not you, Rob.
Oh, boy.
But everybody.
And yes, Long War TV just rated us as well.
Oh, it was Long War. They were doing I forget you guys moved to Mondays, you bastards. It used to be Wednesday, and I knew when to come watch. Now it's Mondays, and I never get to pay attention. So.
Shout out to those guys. Go give them a follow.
But everybody, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to give us a follow and a sub. We do this Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Monument Standard Time here in Phoenix, Arizona from HQ. We'd love to see you back. So join. Click the link that Chris put in chat. The one link to rule them all. Jump over to Monument Hobbies. Check all of our other wonderful links. Buy some paint. Buy some brushes. Turn your gray models into wonderful works of art. That's what we're all about. Join the Discord. And we will catch you back here tomorrow. But stick around. Show some love in the chat we wind up in. Keep this thing rolling. And have a great evening. See you on the flip side, gang.